detention facility, protesting what they call inhumane treatment, including rotting food and reports of detainees being denied toilet paper. ABC's Phil Tate has more from the scene.
Much of the chaos caught on video as demonstrators posted barriers outside of the facility, using their bodies to block federal vehicles from exiting the grounds that they believe might be used for the transfer of detainees out of the center. Protesters were told to move back by federal officers as a ton of pepper spray was in the air and batons in hand.
The CDC is working to monitor signs for Ebola at key U.S. airports where travelers are arriving from Central Africa. Uganda, meantime, has closed its border with the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Trump administration has sent out $20.6 billion in tariff refunds so far, according to a new court filing. Businesses, including major companies like Walmart and Costco, say they are applying for those refunds. This is ABC News. Today, Matthew Perry's former live-in assistant will be sentenced in connection with the fatal dose of ketamine that led to an overdose for the Friends star. Prosecutors say Kenneth Iwamasa injected Perry with multiple doses of the drug per day. New York Knicks fans still celebrating the team's trip to the finals. Many may have to cheer them on from afar with ticket prices soaring.
This one was all New York from the jump.
WABC sportscaster Ryan Field was one of the thousands celebrating the Knicks' first trip to the finals since 1999 on Monday when they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. But you'll have to be as rich as superfans Spike Lee and Timothy Chalamet if you have any hopes of seeing the Knicks in person at Madison Square Garden when the finals begin. The least expensive seats we could find for Game 1 next week were about $2,000. And if you want to sit near Spike, that'll set you back around $50,000.
ABC's Sherry Preston. The Knicks waiting to see who they'll face. The San Antonio Spurs lead the Oklahoma City Thunder 3-2 in the series Game 6 tomorrow night on the Spurs home court. Michelle Franz on ABC News.
The very latest from Longview, where rescue efforts are underway at the Nippon Dynawave plant. More on that straight ahead, but a quick check on your traffic first. Out in Sultan, both directions of Highway 2 are jam-packed for about a couple miles approaching the Sultan River Bridge, where we have road work underway. South 5 heading into Seattle, a little crowded from 85th in the downtown. And North 5, no surprises. We get crowded at the West Seattle Bridge past I-90. You'll catch a little breather, and then that Ship Canal Bridge is a thick one, and that backup starts just past the Mercer. This report is brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Recovery efforts are underway for the 9 workers still missing after a massive implosion at the Nippon Dynawave plant in Longview. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more on what they make at the plant and the chemical that spilled called white liquor.
An extremely corrosive chemical mix, white liquor is used to break down the wood chips converted into pulp and paperboard, which, according to the company's website, creates the equivalent of 6 billion liter-sized milk cartons every year. More than 800,000 gallons of white liquor leaked in the implosion, enough to cover a football field nearly 2 feet deep. Battalion Chief Matt Amos.
The recovery and stabilization efforts remain extremely complex due to the ongoing hazards.
Crews need to stabilize the scene before searching for the 9 missing workers. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And just coming into the newsroom, sadly, a second death has now been confirmed. Luke will be joining Jake and Spike here momentarily to talk more in depth about this. Bellevue police are urging residents to stay alert as the city sees a rise in catalytic converter thefts. The department says 16 thefts have already been reported since January. That's more than all of last year, with most happening in the Eastgate neighborhood during daytime hours at the park and ride lots. Thieves often target hybrids and trucks because converters contain valuable metals and can be removed in minutes. Police recommend shields, welded mounts, VIN engraving, and alarms. Seattle's Lifelong is throwing its first ever Pride Gala next month, and the cause behind it is urgent. The community health organization, once known as the Chicken Soup Brigade, says its food wait list has jumped to 1,600 people. CEO James Shackelford says that's up from just 1,000 just 6 months ago.
And as we all know, if you're hungry, you need food today. You don't need to be put on a wait list and get food 3, 5, 6 months down the road. You need to eat today.
The Black Tie Gala will help clear that wait list and expand health and food access for the LGBTQ+ community. Macy Gray, Jake Shears, and drag star Ms. Cracker all set to perform. Laverne Cox and Chris Olsen will be honored. Tickets are available at pridegala.org. Westlake Park in downtown Seattle is about to reopen, and it looks a little different. The ribbon cutting is tomorrow, just in time for the World Cup. Gone is the old fountain wall along 4th Avenue, the Romanesque arch, and 7 sculptures from the 1988 renovation. In their place, more trees, more plants, and public Wi-Fi. The stage is now accessible to people with disabilities. The total cost right around $6 million. And now your KIRO News Radio weather, 73 and sunny this afternoon, 79 tomorrow, and then a 180 on Friday with showers and 61. 64 and clear skies in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday? Wednesday.
No,
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
This week is flying by, not as fast as I thought. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday,
to everybody
buddy.
out there. Yeah. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a great day.
Well, you've been here since sunrise, so
That's
give
true.
yourself some credit, man.
Feels like Thursday to me.
It's hard to tell what day it is when you dedicate yourself like you do. You know,
Early bird gets the worm.
Yeah, buddy.
But he doesn't know what day it is. And
as long as there's worms.
Going to be a problem for that bird. It's beautiful weather outside. People can enjoy that, which is very nice. I think we're supposed to have a few more days of this before a little rain pops in on the weekend. But whatever. This is the time of year. It's a lot of fun. We got a great show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to start with a tease to a 2 p.m. conversation live in studio, which I'm very excited about. We had this guy on once before, Seattle Police Officers Guild President Kent Liu. He's going to be in studio with us, and the reason we're having him on is because of something we're going to tease right now, this first story, which I was not aware of at the time. I did not see this initially, but it's kind of gained a little momentum in the coverage of this. But I guess back on May 18th, the Seattle Police Officers Guild posted a video of a crime that happened in a shooting outside of a Capitol Hill nightclub.
Right next door to my kid works. Literally right next door.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a story that obviously hits very close to home for you. You're very interested.
We got phone calls at 3 o'clock that morning when the kid got home.
Anytime a phone rings after midnight,
yeah.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Never good news. It's never like, oh, you'll never believe who I ran into.
Well, I mean, his silver lining is, yes, there was shooting. No one we know the people were injured in the shooting. Innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
But my kid's fine. It's the second time that my kid's been in that club, managing the club while gunplay is.
That's scary.
It is.
That's horrifying.
It speaks to the environment the city's kind of.
Well, okay. So
foster.
your opinion on this whole conversation about CCTV cameras is very interesting because you actually have. There's a lot of people like myself. I don't spend a lot of time in Seattle other than when I'm working here. Mm-hmm. I'm not walking around the downtown streets all the time, although occasionally when I catch a ball game or something like that. And I hope that nothing horrible happens in the vicinities that I'm in. Mm-hmm. And if it does, I would like it to be captured on CCTV footage so that the guilty parties can be apprehended quickly.
And stop any possibility of future repeat offenses from these types of individuals.
Yes. So this is a hot button issue right now because the mayor of the city has said we're not going to turn the CCTV cameras on because of whatever reasons. She's claiming it's immigration reasons, although we have been told many times now that it's against state law and there's protections built in to protect the federal government for seeing information that could relate to immigration cases. So we've been assured that that's not an issue. And yet still, they are saying, as it stands right now, for the upcoming World Cup, which is in less than 3 weeks, those cameras will not go on unless there is a imminent threat. Credible threat.
Yeah.
So Seattle Police Officers Guild, on May 18th, they post this video, which they receive from a Como story that Como put out, and Como was able to get this information through, I assume, some sort of a FOIA request, and they were able to get the camera footage. They put it out. Seattle Police Officers Guild links to that, puts it out. And then Katie Wilson's office, and this is what they said in their original post. Another example of CCTV cameras helping Seattle Police Department detectives and SPOG members investigate violent crime in Seattle. Mayor Katie, how many more examples do you need? Don't take away the vital tools officers rely on to identify, locate, and apprehend violent criminals in our city. That, to me, feels like a pretty straightforward post. And I don't find anything objectionable in what they're saying. I agree with everything they said. Are you on the same page there so far?
Absolutely.
So here was a response from Katie Wilson's office. They sent an email to SPOG that said, please pull the post immediately. And they said they were alleging that the post appeared to violate, this is from a Como story, appeared to violate the Seattle Police Department policy governing the use of cameras from the Real-Time Crime Center, as well as Seattle Municipal Code prohibiting police recordings from being used for political purposes. Now, they told them, you take this post down, essentially. And they said, please pull the post immediately, but it seems like a demand. They also have on the email, apparently, that Kent Lew detailed, a bunch of CCs, all the people who would be the higher-ups. And SPOG felt like this is your way of trying to lean on us, to silence us. I don't know if there's a whole lot of other ways to read that, unless I'm reading it wrong. What was your take on that? The mayor's office stepping out and saying, please delete this immediately.
And including everybody involved in it. We're letting you all know.
Yes.
We don't like this. We're not going to tolerate this. Well, we have no power to stop you from doing this. You're well within your rights.
That's not what they said.
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 Yeah.
I mean,
that's the truth.
That's
the First
they
Amendment.
are well within their rights. And in fact, I'd say their responsibilities to the members of the guild to let the mayor's office know that they need these tools.
Yes.
And for the mayor's office to kind of just a blast.
Is this a package?
Not just a, hey, take this down. We don't like this. A blast to everybody involved.
Let's CC everybody that we can to try to lean on you.
Another bad look.
Is this is this the mayor's office trying to bully SPOG into silence?
I can't speak to their intent.
Well, it's just they're trying to silence them.
Yeah, it comes across that way.
Yeah.
It comes across with intent. It's that one step in front of the line where you go too far. It's the implied. Without saying what I'm saying, tell me you're not going to tolerate this without telling me I can't.
Sure would be a shame.
Tell me, sure would be a shame.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was looking for.
It feels to me too like this was May 18th. This is about 10 days ago now.
Yeah.
That puts us right back into that period of time when Katie Wilson's office was stepping in it everywhere.
On the regular. Yeah.
On the regular.
Yeah.
They had the interviews that they were being asked questions that they didn't like, so they would just stop the interviews. Some rando from the side from her campaign, some junior staffer.
We're gonna end this now.
Some junior staffer
tell her stepping in. Don't answer that.
Would step in and silence the mayor.
Yeah.
Number one, that staffer, if I'm the mayor at the point, I fire that staffer. I'm like, don't interrupt me. I'm not a dum-dum. I hired you. I'll tell you when to talk. You don't tell me when to talk. The voters elected me. I hired you. The voters did not elect you. Shut your mouth. That's what I would say. But she didn't say that. She silenced and she stepped back.
Yeah.
And now you have the mayor's office emailing SPOG saying, silence. Be silent. Don't say anything. And then the mayor's office had to retract it because obviously SPOG got their lawyers involved, which is good. And then SPOG posted this. They said, after a brief review of the First Amendment, the mayor's office has retracted its request that SPOG remove our post. They also said they look forward to working with the police union in the future. Freedom of speech, 1. Mayor's office, 0. I like.
Did you add that? Or
No. They put that.
That's nice.
Good for them.
Well, let's keep it score at home.
We're gonna have SPOG president Kent Lew. He's gonna join us at 2:00. He'll be in studio and he can talk about this. I'm interested in find out from them what's the atmosphere like between them. I mean, he represents the rank and file.
Mm-hmm.
They are not beholden in the same way to the mayor's office as somebody like
as Chief Barnes would.
Chief Barnes would
be, because he can't fire.
Who can be fired by Katie Wilson.
Exactly.
And so he has to be the kind of a. Can you? I actually, when I was reading this story, Kent Lew probably feels empowered in this situation, as he should.
As he should,
because he's representing those who don't have a voice.
It's not just
directly
his right;
to the
it's his duty to stand up in this regard.
I cannot feel worse for somebody than for Sean Barnes. I like the guy. We've met him. He came in here. He's done the show. He strikes me as an earnest, nice guy, and I like him.
Yeah.
To get hired by a guy like Bruce Harrell, but then to have to serve out your term working for Katie Wilson.
You know what, though? I can see that. I look at it exactly the opposite way.
You think he's lucky to work for Katie Wilson?
I think he loves the moment that he finds himself in, and that he's glad he's in this chair to help this new mayoral administration.
Why?
Because
why would he love it?
Because he's got the power to show them how things need to be done and to make sure he stands up for his department, just like the president of the Officers Guild, right? He's got a chance as the police chief of Seattle to be that wall against the mayoral the policies of this administration.
Say what you meant. The dictatorial policies.
Dictatorial policies of this administration. Yeah. I mean, he's in a position to stand up for not just the police force that he runs.
Yeah.
Citizens of Seattle.
Well, it'd be nice.
I don't want a wet noodle. I don't think he is.
No, I don't think he is.
And it's a harder job that he probably signed up for. Don't know that he'd sign up for the job given if it came from this administration.
You get hired by a guy like KIRO who's police friendly.
Yeah.
And then you have to work for somebody who has a history of defund the police. That's a tough spot to be in. That's what I'm saying.
It is. And somebody needs a wake-up call about what it means to be a law enforcement community in a city of size of Seattle with the problem Seattle faces.
But will somebody get the wake-up call? That's the problem.
I'm glad that Barnes is in the chair to give it to her.
Yeah.
That's what I'm optimistic.
You may be optimistic. Maybe you're right. Well, we're going to talk to Kent Lewis, going to join us at 2 o'clock. I'm looking forward to that. So stay tuned for that. All right, joining us right now, we got Luke Ducey, who's in studio, KIRO Newsradio reporter. Luke, you're updating us on everything that's happening down at that pulp mill in Longview. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some new information that just came out that I'm just kind of checking on right now. It just came out in a release, but also we have some on-background information from someone who is with a department that is part of the investigation from a source. So right now, the first priority remains figuring out how to get the rest of the 90,000 gallons of this chemical at this mill, which was referred to as white liquor, out of this $1 million gallon tank, or this $1 million gallon tank.
It's probably more than $1 million.
Probably more than $1 million, right? There are questions about what happened. It imploded. We know that this is an implosion, not an explosion. What does that mean? Was the weight of something? What was the age of the tank? We have a lot of questions about that. So there's a news conference coming up at 1 p.m. But they can't get to and get very close to the recovery efforts of the 9 people who are still missing until they figure out what to do with this 90,000 gallons of solvent.
So the containment has to happen before they can safely go in and turn this into a rescue operation.
Right. Let's talk about this
rescue
stuff.
recovery.
Totally. Yeah. And they're not saying these 9 individuals who are missing are passed away or dead. But they need to get in there, of course. Let's talk about this stuff, this chemical, real quick. We've heard also from someone close, again, to a department that's investigating. The chemical was melting away the PPE used by hazmat response folks. That's how strong it is. This plant is massive, by the way. It's the size of like 3 Disneylands combined. And what this chemical does is it's used to turn wood chips into pulp and break down those wood chips into paperboard as well. According to the company's website, then they create the equivalent of 6 billion liter-sized milk or juice cartons, the kind that you have probably had at your breakfast table this morning. Every year they make that many, but. Again, to break down those wood chips, they use that white liquor. More than 800,000 gallons of this white liquor chemical leaked during that implosion. That's enough to cover a football field nearly 2 feet. Or to fill a 1.2 Olympic-sized swimming pools. That's a lot. That's a lot of chemical that spilled out really quickly.
Too toxic to even allow for rescue/recovery efforts. Do they know that if this liquid made its way? This thing's on the Columbia River. It's on the banks of the Columbia.
It is, and that's one of the things they're looking into.
How could it not? I mean, it's liquid. How could it not?
They have systems in place, and apparently the spillway system, the diking system there, again, from the same source, was activated, and it contained the spill. So it apparently did what it was meant to do. However, it's unknown if there was 100% containment, so they could know either today, and again, a press conference here in about 40 minutes or so, or tomorrow if any was spilled into the Columbia River. They are saying, though, to people in the area, stay away from near dikes and stay away from culverts, ditches where, water could get down into, just as a precaution. You don't want to get close to this stuff.
Do we have any updates on the numbers? So the last numbers that I saw were 1 dead, 9 injured. There's an update.
Now 2.
Okay.
It just came out that a second person who was taken to the hospital yesterday has passed away.
So two have perished from this. 9 injured still, or is
nine, including 1 firefighter, and
then 9 missing.
9 missing.
Who they are saying the 9 who are missing are all employees of this plant.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
What a horrible story. Those poor families as they're waiting for this information too, as you're just sitting there going like, when are they going to figure out how to get this thing contained? Yeah. I mean, and it's got to drive you crazy too, because obviously they have to. You want to be able to safely send people in to the rescue or recovery,
whatever it is. You don't want to
put
anyone in harm's way.
You don't want to put anyone else in harm's way, but time is ticking.
And those first responders, we know them. You know them listening. These are people who want to do their job. They want to go in there and they want to help. That's the first thing on their mind. But you got so in a lot of cases, you got to hold these people back because you can't go in there yet. It's too dangerous for you.
This processing plant's been the target, well, not target, the subject of multiple violations, investigations, a couple of fires at this particular plant in recent years. Last year?
Correct. Between 2019 and last year, the company that owns this company, Nippon Dynawave, this company that owns them is a Japanese company based in Tokyo, has been cited 4 times for safety violations in that time period for things like not protecting workers from falling off equipment, not requiring face masks during the pandemic. But also there was one incident where an employee had a finger amputated. That was one incident along those safety issues. And then also there have been 2 L&I investigations into the company according to records. One of those was opened just 2 months ago after an anonymous complaint about a valve on a tank holding ammonia. And then there was also a complaint about a drain that reportedly failed on a system and created a sinkhole there at the plant. That's according to L&I as well.
All right, well, Luke Ducey will keep us up to date on this. Again, that press conference is supposed to be at what, 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Okay, so hopefully some new information coming up here in just a little bit. All right, thanks for coming in, Luke. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, we have a lot of stuff we're going to get to today. Just a little tease ahead to some of the things we're going to discuss. Next segment, Oregon is doing something. It remains to be seen if Oregon's actually going to pass this, but there is an initiative going around to try
There's a movement afoot.
There's a strange movement afoot.
There's a movement afoot in Oregon, and it's mind-boggling and troubling at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you said, probably nothing's going to happen, but there's something afoot.
If voters pass this, it will fundamentally change everything about the way that Oregon works and will be horrible for the state. I mean, like if those aren't stakes that are worth tuning in for and listening to. The other thing that I flagged about this, we're down in Oregon all the time. Obviously, most people are. It's our closest neighbor. Yeah. We can visit them in just a couple of hours. You can be in Oregon.
We work there. We recreate there. We buy stuff there because there's no income tax. We do a lot of time. We spend a lot of time. We're buying half a bridge just to get there.
We love it. We love it there. I could see something like this taking root in Washington. I could see the same people who are trying to get this thing passed in Oregon.
Yeah.
I could see those same people.
Wow.
I can see. I guarantee you that they are watching Oregon and whether or not this is successful, and they are salivating at the idea of trying something similar in Washington State.
I hadn't even contemplated that, but I mean, I know the story. We're teasing the story. We're trying not to give too many details. We want you to come back and listen to this.
It's a new law.
It's like the third time they've tried to pass this law, but they're gathering signatures, and they're gathering a lot of signatures.
Way more than I thought they would.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's more likely to get a bigger foothold in Washington than I do Oregon. I think
agree.
You're spot on. I hadn't even contemplated that. It seems so off the reservation.
Yes.
Which
is also affected by this.
Yes,
it is.
But you're right.
It's crazy. It seems crazy to me.
This kind of lunacy spreads.
This is an animal rights issue.
Yeah.
But it has huge ramifications for humans too, and so we will talk about this when we get back.
I want to give ducks the vote. I can't keep it any longer.
We can't give ducks the vote.
I can't buy my duck any longer.
Listen, if they don't speak the language, a lot of them just migrate here. They live in.
They want to let ducks and beavers vote, but not cougars or huskies. It's
horrible.
It's chaos.
It's horrible. It's chaos down there in Oregon. I wrote an article about it. If you guys want to get a sneak peek at this, you can text FISH to 888-973-5476. Text FISH to 888-973-5476.
While you can.
5476.
Yeah,
while you still can. Before you're turned into a criminal. Wow. We'll tell you all about this when we come back. It's nuts. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
I have a 1941 Dodge at the front of the house. And
there's a nest in there.
Wasps. Big nest.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I got 2 cans of wasp spray. I put them both on the seat, and I get a .22 rifle. Poof! Giant, cloud of fire and poison, which it did work. It seemed like something that Matt Damon, what's those movies he was in? Born Identity, a Born Identity thing.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Folks, it's not raining right now, but you know the rain in Seattle. It comes at will, and sometimes it comes for months on end. Is your home protected? Did you make it through last weather season? Did your home come out okay? Do you even know? Call Integrity Roofing and Construction today and get yourself protected. Schedule a free roof assessment, free video inspection from Integrity. They'll tell you what your home, how it survived the winter and how it's set for the future as you move forward. It's the biggest investment. Time to protect it. Integrity's phone number, 206-202-ROOF. You can find them online at integrityrc.com.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, you're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo on June 6th, Lacey on June 9th, or Bellevue on June 13th. 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Recovery efforts today at a deadly chemical tank implosion in Longview are considered risky. Fire Chief Scott Goldstein with Cowlitz 2 Fire and Rescue says the ruptured tank that spilled the caustic chemical white liquor remains unstable.
We believe that there could be a potential of 90,000 gallons remaining in that tank.
That means high risk for emergency responders as they seek to recover the 8 people now still unaccounted for after Tuesday's implosion. 2 people have recently been confirmed dead, so 8 others remain injured. Kitsap County deputies say a suspected drunk driver took off minutes after being stopped for driving erratically. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The DUI stop happened just after 2 a.m. Saturday morning. The deputy ended a short pursuit when the man hit speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. But before the driver took off, he handed his driver's license to the deputy and never got it back. Kevin McCarty with the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office.
Deputies went to that location. They spotted the car. The deputy had stopped, and the individual was at home, and he was taken into custody.
Potential charges for the 32-year-old Shelton man include reckless driving, attempting to elude, and DUI. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The Covington man accused of throwing a large rock at an endangered Hawaiian monk seal continues to face intense backlash. Igor Litvinchuk's attorney says his client has been physically assaulted, threatened, and doxxed since this video went viral.
Why would you throw a rock at it? Hello?
He even received a package at his home containing what appeared to be feces. Litvinchuk is charged with violations of the Endangered Species Act and the Marine Mammal Protection Act. If convicted, he faces up to 1 year in prison for each charge. He's due in court today around 1:30 this afternoon. Another business owner is packing up and leaving Washington State. A former Microsoft exec is moving his mapping company to Idaho. According to Jason Rantz on Seattle Red 770, the founder of Cartographic is blaming Washington's business climate. Ben Rudolph says the economic environment here is making it too tough to operate.
What we're realizing is, the state is not really in a spot where it is able to help companies like mine grow.
So he's taking his business and heading east across the state border. Idaho leaders have been actively trying to recruit tech companies from the Seattle area. Quick check on Wall Street. The Dow up 208, S&P 500 up 2 points, and NASDAQ up 5. And now your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by the Harnish Auto family. In Sultan, westbound 2, you're backed up for a couple miles approaching that Sultan River Bridge where road work continues. Eastbound 2, however, has pretty much cleared out. South 5 heading into Seattle, you're crowded through the U District. You'll clear across the Ship Canal Bridge. And North 5 now bumper to bumper from the West Seattle Bridge past I-90. And that Ship Canal Bridge backup starts closer to 520. The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale through May 31st. Exclusive deals, 0 down and no payments all summer on approval of credit. In Puyallup and Everett, Harnish Auto Family, people matter. A perfect spring day with plenty of sunshine and a high around 73, sunny and near 80 tomorrow. Sunny and 67 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're going to talk a little bit about what's happening in Oregon right now, something that could happen in Oregon. There's a signature gathering campaign that's going on for Initiative Petition 28 called the PEACE Act, which stands for People for the Elimination of Animal Cruelty Exemptions. This is happening in Oregon. The number of signatures that it has gained, I'm kind of shocked at, because you said this before the show, and so I'll let you say it again on the show, but getting a couple signatures is one thing, but getting a lot of signatures is like a totally different thing. What did you say about this?
I don't remember.
Something about crazy people. It's like you can find 12 crazy people to get into a room.
Yeah, you can. Right.
But how do you get 173 of them to sign this? Okay, so listen what this initiative would.
Did you read? I read the initiative. I read the entirety of the initiative.
Okay. You want to break it down for the audience? What it does?
Sure. Start by saying there are laws on the books in Oregon against animal cruelty. There are laws on the books in Oregon about how animals are kept in farming conditions, kept as pets.
Yep.
Safe, warm confines for animals to reside in.
Pest control,
all the things.
Fishing,
yes.
hunting.
Yes. They want to eliminate the exemptions for fishing, hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And
most farming
practices because
pest control. So if you want to kill a rat,
control, right?
Good luck.
You need to assisted suicide. I think that's what they're pushing for.
It's essentially what I mean. Listen to what this would do for most routine livestock and agricultural practices. They would reclassify those as now crimes of sexual assault of an animal if this thing becomes law.
We've all seen almost comedic representations of how animal husbandry works.
Sure.
Right? The glove.
We got to figure out a new name for that.
Well, it's clinical, right? There's no ceremony. Where do I send my gift? But these folks want to make all these practices, these functioning, practical,
totally normal things,
systems in place, not just for agriculture, for farming, which is a massive possible financial hit to the state of Oregon. But also with regard, and I get it. Hunting is some people are against hunting. They just dismiss all of the benefits, the ecological benefits.
Yeah. They assume all of the meats that they buy in their grocery stores are removed surgically. They're not. It's true. They'd have no connection. These people have no connection to.
Why you got to kill animals for? I just get meat at the grocery store.
Just get your chicken at the grocery store.
Right.
Chicken's maybe not a great example. Just get your cows at the grocery store.
Sure. They all died of old age. That's why the meat's not so tough. But the point is, Pete is stepping up for prevention of animal cruelty, which we can all get behind. Nobody wants cruel animals. I'm for humane farming practices. I think there are farming practices that could be addressed. Industrial farming has some real problems with the way animals are raised. Chickens that grow up in cages and they're square because they can't even turn around. There are practices that
they pay extra for cage-free eggs,
cage-free birds, cage-free
all
eggs,
those types of things.
Right, grass-fed
happy
beef,
chicken or whatever.
Again,
they say.
We can have conversations about how agriculture is implemented and the mechanism to produce the food sources.
But this is extreme.
This is so far beyond that.
They don't want farming. They don't want agriculture.
No, and they don't want hunting.
They don't want hunting. They don't want fishing. Even catch and release would be criminal.
Cruel.
Because you're being mean to the fish.
Yeah.
Traumatizing those poor fish. Here's the thing. So I wrote about this today. If you guys want the article, we're happy to send it to you as a free gift. 888-973-5476. Text FISH. 888-973-5476. My family, we love to fish. I was not a great I still am not a great fisherman. Mm-hmm. I'm not very good at it. But the experience and the process of it, the time spent with your kids doing it is just the best. And I love it. And I married into a family. My wife's father, who's no longer with us, was an avid fisherman, outdoorsman, always on the water. One of the very first things that I ever did with that family was he took me out on their boat and we went fishing out in the Sound. I'd never done that before in my life, even though I grew up here. Yeah. We'd always done like lakes and rivers, drop a line, catch some bluegill or whatever, but like never out on the Sound. And he took me out there, and I don't think he was testing me to say like, hey, if you can't handle this and you're not marrying my daughter, and he didn't shove me overboard or anything. But I
don't know what happened to him, honey. When I was riding the boat, looked back, he was there one minute and not the next.
I don't know.
We searched. We looked as far as we could, but it's getting dark.
Listen, if he can't handle riding on a boat, then you don't want to marry him. But it's such a big part of the culture that's built into these people's lives, and there is nobody who respected more. We'll just talk about fishing for a second. Salmon season, all the different things, all of the tribal stuff with fishing. There's nobody who respected that more in nature than my father-in-law, and that is not unique. Every single person I've ever met who is an avid fisherman or an avid hunter has such a deep connection to nature and wildlife, way more, I guarantee, than any of these 117,173 people who signed this, who believe that animals are the same as people, because they're not.
They're hunters and fishermen and farmers are conservationists by nature.
Yeah, they have to
no
be.
No pun intended. They have to be. They understand what they do and why the privilege they have of hunting for their own sustenance.
They're stewards of the land.
Thank you.
They're not just vicious hunters. There's rules already on the books in Oregon.
Yeah.
Illegal hunting, illegal skinning, illegal trapping.
There are seasons. There are limits. It's well regulated.
Yeah.
You talk about being raised, as you weren't a fisherman, but you fished as long as you could remember.
Yeah.
There's not a picture of my wife as a child that she's not holding a fish.
That's awesome.
I'm not kidding. Sometimes we say, you only get the camera out after a boat trip, but they did it every week. They were always. My father-in-law and his two daughters on the water or on the river constantly, their entire lives. And you talk about your father-in-law and his no longer with us. My father-in-law, his last dying days, was standing on the banks of the Columbia fly fishing, or whatever, fly fishing for salmon. That's what he loved to do.
Sure.
And to outlaw this, to make it
he
criminal,
would be a criminal,
criminally outlaw hunting,
if this passed
fishing,
in Oregon.
Farming, and they want to eliminate the exemptions for hunting, for fishing, for reservation rights.
All out the window.
All out the window. And the sponsor of the bill,
David Michelson,
which has gathered 117,000 true believers, to take it to the ballot in November in Oregon.
The ballot, yeah.
They know it doesn't have a shot.
He says it's not going to pass. He knows that.
This is the third time they've tried to get the signatures required to get this on a ballot.
So why is he doing it then?
He wants to nudge public consciousness about animal cruelty. And that I can respect. We should have a real conversation about factory farming.
I don't think
But he should be open to a conversation about the equities and ecological benefits of hunting and fishing.
Yeah, I don't know this for a case. I don't know the guy. It's the first time I've ever seen his name was when I read this article. I don't know that he knows a lot of hunters and fishers.
Exactly.
And fishermen.
Yeah.
I just don't think he does.
Let's have a conversation that goes both ways.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be making these claims and turning these farming practices into sexual assault of these animals. Those are extreme words.
Well, criminalization of how you catch a fish, how you kill a rat.
Here's what would happen in Oregon. If this thing passes in Oregon, the agricultural business in Oregon accounts for $4.4 billion of their economy. It employs more than 30,000 people. The Department of Fish and Wildlife runs completely on a budget funded through hunting and fishing licenses. All of that goes away.
Right.
I mean,
all the
it's primarily,
conservation,
not completely, but primarily, all of that goes away. Trail access, camping, all that stuff, gone. If this passes. And when I saw this, I went, oh, man. Some crazy person in Washington is going to get the idea and they're going to try this here.
I hadn't even contemplated that till you brought it up last break.
I could see him doing it, Spike.
We got more of those.
We got a greater collection of crazy people in Washington than they have in Oregon, just by virtue of the fact that we have more people in Seattle.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about how Portland really doesn't dictate rules for the state of Oregon because it's not quite as big as Seattle, but we have the numbers.
Unfortunately.
From a liberal blue state perspective, the kind of folks that would sign a petition making hunting and fishing illegal. I hope
that we should can we cancel this whole segment? Back this up. Don't give them any ideas. You know what, though?
They're on a mailing list. They already know about this.
It's such a hunting and fishing is such a beautiful thing. My kids love fishing. And they didn't get it from me. They got it because they fished with
Grandpa.
With my wife's dad, their grandfather. Yeah. The same rods and reels that he had his entire life, that he left us when he died.
Yeah.
My kids are going to be fishing with those for the rest of their lives.
Isn't that wonderful?
100 rods.
Yeah.
And we have more hooks and all of the flies that he tied his entire life. Yes.
So did Melissa's dad.
My kids are going to be tying those same flies onto reels and rods that he was using with his own hands. That's a great connection.
It is.
And they want to criminalize that in Oregon. If those 117,000 people.
Trying to make a point, nudge the conversation.
It's a horrible point. What a dumb point to make. I don't like it.
It's a barbless point.
Yeah. I hope they don't catch anything with this stupid bill. All right. We got a lot more coming up. What are we talking about next?
It's going to get really, really comfortable to travel through SeaTac, but just for a very small handful of you.
Okay.
A new lounge is opening. And you're not allowed in.
They got some pretty choice
amenities. Some choice amenities.
If you have the means. All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio. is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM. Powered by MyNorthwest.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now it's the final days of our Everything's on Sale event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Our Memorial Day event ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free, comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it. But my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising! After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
G. Scott here. Safeway wants you to know SunBucks gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically. Others need to apply. Find out if you should apply at freesummermeals.org.
All right, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Please stop coughing so much. Oh.
I almost did it, man.
How do I keep my distance?
I'm not sick.
Sitting right next to you.
I'm not sick. I'm dried out.
Isn't that funny how that's changed? Ever since COVID, somebody coughs now and everybody just goes, oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I don't remember that prior to COVID.
Well, no.
People didn't really care.
You know,
Now
a tickle in your throat didn't used to be, globally impactful.
It wasn't even just a tickle in your throat. I used to come in full-on flu, full sick, horrible looking, fever, everything. And Dory and I would just be like two sick guys together.
Just getting through it together.
Yeah, we'd never call
teamwork,
it sick.
buddy.
Ever, ever, ever. Never happened.
I used to catch so much grief for coming to work sick, though.
You do now. People do now. And they go like,
right.
Thanks a lot. And now you stay home. Everybody's like,
I thought I was doing the right thing.
You're a hero.
Right. Toughing through it.
Whatever. It's fine.
Snotting on everybody.
All right, speaking of toughing through it, you're not going to have to tough through it at SeaTac if you have first class Alaska airline ticket. They have a new lounge that's coming.
Yeah, part of their global expansion. They want to become an international airline based out of Seattle.
Yeah.
That's their goal. They've expanded into Europe and Asia with direct flights from Seattle. They've added South Korea and Rome, and they're adding Reykjavik, Iceland, directly from SeaTac tomorrow.
Okay.
And that's big doings.
It's good.
So if you're the kind of person that can afford to travel and travel long distances, you have access to. They've already got 3 lounges, Alaska Airlines at SeaTac. I mean, other airlines have big hubs at big airports. I think Chicago's got one. Atlanta,
explain to
Denver.
the audience what a lounge is. It's not just like the seating area. If
No.
anybody
It's privilege.
Yeah.
It's comfort.
A lot of times you can get into them if you have a certain type of credit card.
Certain type of credit cards, you get award points.
Ticket.
Yeah. First class travel comes with first class amenities, first class perks. Nice. There are lounges where you can not wait in Gen Pop fighting for a charger, people sleeping at your feet.
Ugh,
no, you
disgusting.
go to a nice lounge with food, good food, free drink. And this new lounge that's being opened.
Chef-curated.
That's the new
dining.
one at SeaTac.
Yeah.
Chef-curated dining.
Multiple premium bars, according to this
Multiple
Seattle
premium
Times.
bars. Espresso drinks. Not just, a machine that makes...
Shower suites. Would you use a shower suite?
Sure, at a nice place like that.
If you had a layover, long layover, you want to get
that's
fresh?
The thing. It's international travel. It's long-distance travel. My wife flies first class. We've talked about this in the past. Melissa has some issues with crowds, and she's got some issues with, she just gets nervous. She's a nervous traveler. So when I can upgrade Melissa to first class, she doesn't have to wait in a big cattle call line.
Sure.
She boards first. She's off first.
You don't sit next to her on first class?
I don't sit next to her in first class. She's up front. I should, but
it's expensive.
We're modest people.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man, as we talked about yesterday with my dining choices.
It's like that. It's like seeing planes, trains, and automobiles. They're all just like sandwiched in there.
That's where I fly, back in steerage, back in cattle call company. That's where I'm, and I'm fine with that. For me, flights are just a service. It's what they do. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's taking a bus.
Yeah, exactly. That's turned into taking a bus.
Yeah, it has.
But so Melissa flies first class, but she doesn't have access to the lounge.
Why not?
Because flight's over 2,000 miles.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're a platinum member or a titanium
VIP member.
The new one's titanium. Platinum's not enough. Gold's not enough. You got to be a titanium member.
Double diamond.
To get to these things.
Yeah.
To get to these privileges. I swear it's the express lanes of travel. It's if you can afford to pay it, you don't have to hang out with the Gen Pop, as they say.
Sounds pretty good.
It's pretty great.
41,000 square feet, 700
luxury.
seats across 2 floors. It's got a
leather seats,
shower suites.
Yeah, multiple.
I assume that means for people to take showers.
Yeah.
Chef dining, bars,
They got a carving
espresso
station.
beverages.
Yeah.
They have day pass guests and eligible first class guests. I don't know how day pass. You probably buy your way into that.
Well, it's this thing. When Melissa travels, she usually travels on the West Coast, doesn't fly cross country, doesn't get access to the lounge. But for $35, you can buy a day pass along with your first class ticket.
Is that all it is? $35?
And a first class ticket.
But
you
if
and
it's-
I travel in general population. We can't get it for $35.
Oh, and eligible first class
You got to be a first class traveler and then a $35 upgrade to get into the free food and drink.
Got it. I mean, when you think about how much people drop, though, on food and stuff
Especially
at the airport,
yeah.
35 is a pretty good deal.
Pretty good deal.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Some updates on that income tax initiative. Record signatures. Governor Ferguson has responded. We'll tell you all about it next, and we will respond as well. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
My man Jonathan from DUI Heroes says DUI arrests increase around holiday weekends. So if you or someone you know is pulled over for DUI, contact DUI Heroes immediately. DUIs can be very complicated, but there's always a person behind the action. A person who needs help getting their life back together. That's where DUI Heroes can help. Your DUI defense specialist, 1-800-DUI-HERO. That number is answered 24/7. DUIHeroes.com.
Drivers who switch to Progressive could save hundreds just by bundling home and auto insurance, because you can't go wrong saving money. Unless you spend it on a guitar, never learn to play it, but lie and say that you did. Then someone hands you a guitar at a party and asks you to play, so you decide to improvise this.
Well, don't you know that but that's not it. Dreams are fun and also good.
Yep, you can't go wrong bundling and saving money with Progressive. Well, depends on how you spend it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now it's the final days of our Everything's on Sale event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Our Memorial Day event ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life's sleep.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In Washington state, recovery efforts continue for paper mill workers missing after a chemical tank rupture south of Olympia. ABC's Melissa Adon is in Longview.
So at this point, 9 employees remain unaccounted for, and search efforts are really dire. Officials just telling us moments ago this is a recovery operation. What we've learned from officials is because of this chemical tank that ruptured, they're saying that there's still about 90,000 gallons worth of this hazardous chemical inside that could be really detrimental, of course, to the first responders.
New concerns over stalled talks between the U.S. and Iran. President Trump says Iran wants to make a deal. Iran state media says Iranian leaders sent a memo to the U.S. that Iran would continue to patrol the Strait of Hormuz. Uganda has closed off its border with the Democratic Republic of Congo as it works to slow the Ebola outbreak. In the U.S., the CDC issuing an urgent alert to recruit personnel who can screen for Ebola symptoms at key airports. This is ABC News. In Los Angeles, it's sentencing day for the 5th and final defendant involved in the 2023 overdose death of Friends star Matthew Perry.
In a court filing heading into today's sentencing for Kenneth Iwamasa, prosecutors told the judge Iwamasa, as Matthew Perry's friend since 1992 and his personal assistant, he was aware that Perry had suffered from drug addiction, saying, quote, rather than help Mr. Perry maintain his sobriety, Iwamasa became his enabler and drug supplier, end quote. Iwamasa administered the fatal dose of ketamine before Perry was found dead in his hot tub. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A change of leadership for the Minneapolis Police Department. Chief Brian O'Hara resigned from his position Tuesday night following reports he interfered with an investigation into alleged sexual misconduct with city employees. 5 people have been found inside a narrow cave in Laos. A rescue group from Thailand is spearheading the operation. They've been there for about a week. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
An update on emergency helicopter landings at Children's Hospital. Those details coming up. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. We have a traffic alert on State Route 18. A collision has shut down both directions of State Route 18 on the west side of Tiger Mountain Summit near milepost 21. There's no estimated time to reopen, and we're seeing big backups right now. Out in Sultan, looks like road work near the Sultan River Bridge is wrapped up. No longer any backups. South 5 into Seattle is crowded through the U District into downtown. North 5, you're bumper to bumper at the West Seattle Bridge to I-90. And then that Ship Canal Bridge starts as you approach 520. South 405, we're filling in between Factoria and Renton, but still moving at a good pace. It's just 15 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. New details on the efforts to allow emergency helicopter landings at Seattle Children's Hospital. In a post on X, the hospital says a request was submitted to the city of Seattle to end oversight of helipad landings. A policy from the early 90s only lets the most critical patients fly directly in. Otherwise, helicopters land about a mile away and an ambulance finishes the trip. Seattle Children's also says it's grateful for the continued support of its Laurelhurst neighbors and the Laurelhurst Community Council. Washington's insurance commissioner says Congress deserves part of the blame for the latest round of health insurance rate hike requests. As we reported on Tuesday, 13 insurers want to raise premiums by an average of more than 22%. Patty Kuderer says letting enhanced premium tax credits expire last year is pushing healthier people out of the market.
It's a lose-lose. It's unfortunate that they didn't see that and pass those premium tax credits.
Last year, President Trump argued that the subsidies to insurance companies should instead go directly to individuals so they can buy their own health care, but that did not happen. A man tied to a fraud ring involving staged car crashes has been sentenced to 3 years in federal prison. Prosecutors say Ahmad Bache helped orchestrate fake car crashes to defraud insurance companies, prompting FBI searches in Washington and California. After the raids, Bache threatened a Washington-based witness, saying he would kill the person's family if they didn't cooperate. He later fled overseas but was captured in the UK and extradited last year. A global luxury brand co-founded by Robert De Niro is coming to Bellevue. The Puget Sound Business Journal reports Nobu is rebranding 2 residential towers at the Avenue Bellevue development as Nobu Residences. It's the first brand residential project in the country. A 10,000 square foot Nobu restaurant is set to follow in 2027. The Avenue Bellevue project is worth more than $1 billion. And now check on your KIRO News Radio weather. Sunny and 73 this afternoon. More of the same tomorrow. Closer to 80, though. Friday, we drop nearly 20 degrees and bring in the rain, and then we'll return to sun for the weekend. Sunny and 67 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. We're going to start off with something fun here, and then we're going to work our way out to the income tax initiative, which, I mean, still needs some signatures collected, but at this pace is a shoo-in to make it onto the ballot, which is great. They collected
a record number of signatures in the
record number. We'll talk about that in just a couple minutes. Okay. We'll give you some details on that, and Governor Ferguson has now responded, and he also sounds excited about this, or at least he's pretending to. So we will chat about that. First, to start off with this. This was the news. When I walked into the station this morning, when I walk into the newsroom, everybody's like buzzing. Yum, 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 yum. Did you hear? Did you hear? Did you see it? Did you look out into, because we're right, we could throw a rock from where we're at right now, and we could probably make it close to South Lake Union. Not in it. Yeah. We're not
with a good arm.
Athletes.
With a good arm, you probably could.
It was downhill and it skips the right way. But we're real close. Mm-hmm. And apparently there's a big old yacht that was in the water. Was it just this morning?
I think it
passing through the locks?
I think it came in yesterday.
Came in yesterday
afternoon.
But it's there now.
Blocked out the sun yesterday afternoon. People who paid for sunset dining along the Shilshole Bay.
It was stolen from them.
It was totally obliterated by the size.
Pitchforks that I saw online coming out for this. We have a picture of this up right now. This is on. This is an exclusive picture that was taken. Spike, one of your friends.
Friend of mine took this picture. Well, a crowd gathered at the Ballard Locks
to hiss
and boo and yell a few profanities even.
So funny
at the luxury yacht,
the large yacht. Of whose yacht is it?
This is the Zucker boat.
That's it, allegedly. He's never actually claimed to own it.
That's I read that too.
But people say that this is his yacht.
This is allegedly Mark Zuckerberg's 345. Is that what I read?
Call it 3. Sure, 300 million.
Oh no, I meant length.
Oh. It's $300 million.
$300 million. It's over, almost $1 million a foot. This boat is bigger than the building we're broadcasting from.
It's pretty big.
It's bigger than all of our homes combined.
How many feet is it? 390 foot.
390. Okay, 390.
390 foot. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, the largest boat this company out of Finland or Denmark built this luxury yacht. 3 major engines aboard. Mm-hmm. The bumpers. You're a boater guy. Remember. The bumpers on the side of this boat.
I wear my topsiders from time to time.
Bumpers on the side of this boat as it passes through the Ballard Locks, the size of SUVs.
Nice.
For perspective there.
Pretty big.
It's now
So we got this. This is an exclusive picture. This is a picture up right now.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go to mynorthwest.com, you can go, you can go to KIRO News Radio on YouTube, and you can watch live as we talk about this. I'm interested in your take on this because people were out. Like when your buddy was taking this picture, was he one of the booers?
She
was she booing?
No, she's a capitalist by nature.
Nice. I like her.
But there were folks booing. The ship is registered in the Marshall Islands for tax purposes because it's advantageous, as many excessively wealthy people do.
Yeah,
they take advantage of every opportunity to save themselves some money, and nothing wrong with that. People were, pay your taxes, blah, blah, blah. People were shouting. So this war on taxing the super rich, this is another.
It's like cavemen, like pointing spears up at the sun or something. It's so silly to me.
Well, it's
why are they? Why?
Well, I think it's more like villagers pointing spears up at the top of the pyramid with a guy with a gold helmet who's sacrificing their newborns to the god of harvest.
Well, that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. It would be as if that guy.
Think it's equivalent.
It would be as if that guy stepped in. He says, "Hey, you know what? Except for a few of you, I mean, the timing is odd because obviously there's that news of the 1,800 local 1,300 local jobs that were lost.
Yeah, that's
the meta jobs. But for the rest of them, he's like, hey, you know what? Do you all want a ton of money? And I'll pay you a ton of money to do these jobs. I mean, that's what he's done. He's created a ton of great jobs.
They all have. Yeah, they have.
I don't know what people are so mad at. I mean, when you see somebody driving a Mercedes down the road and it's a really super nice car, unless you're just a weird person who envies success, I don't know why people are hissing at it.
It might just be the tone-deaf nature of the day it's announced that 1,400 Washingtonians are losing their
timing.
It is unfortunate
timing.
But you think a strategic thinker who employs, was it 80,000, almost 100,000 employees, Meta employees? Because they said almost 10% of the workforce was given notice this week that they're no longer needed.
Yeah.
As they invest tens of billions of dollars in AI and AI infrastructure to eliminate even more working stiff jobs.
Well, here's the interesting thing that I have heard about this. So 8,800 jobs, is that what it was? 8,800 jobs across
the globe. Yeah.
Across the globe.
Almost 1,400 in the state of Washington.
It's interesting that almost a quarter of those jobs come out of Washington, though. Yeah. That's a shame because he's got a lot of employees in a lot of places.
And they're based down in Menlo, in California, Menlo Park, California.
Yeah.
But, when Nate and I did an afternoon show together, it was right across the street from the newly minted Facebook headquarters in Seattle, pretty close to where his Zuckerberg's alleged yacht is moored, right on the north end of Lake Union. There were so many people that worked at Facebook Seattle, their local headquarters, and they're not unique. There's a Google, of course, Amazon owns half of South Lake Union. All these corporations moved to Seattle because of that rich business climate, that inviting, enticing business climate.
Sure.
And so they dropped, all these employees in the state of Washington. They had to hire off-duty police officers at the end of the workday to help mitigate the flow from their building's parking garage. For the traffic that just this collection of Microsofters were bringing. Facebookers, I'm sorry, Facebookers.
Techies.
This is just Facebook I'm talking about, which is now Meta. They had people that would literally walk people to buses just on the shore of Lake Union, a couple blocks from where we were, because they couldn't get space in their garage, and bus them out to their parking garage. So to your point, Meta has so many employees in the state of Washington. It's not unique to Meta to be downsizing. All the tech companies are downsizing these days. Layoffs at Microsoft, layoffs at Meta, layoffs at Google, layoffs at Amazon.
Do you know what's interesting, though, is they are at the same time as laying off certain departments, they're also hiring like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So they're hiring like crazy, and the AI is actually growing. They're going to have more employees next year than they do this year. So it's going to be a net plus. It's just going to be people doing different jobs. Because the AI industry is exploding, and it's growing, and it's paying a ton of money.
I told you my sister is
Your sister's one of the beneficiaries.
She's an HR director, one of the most sought after in the nation, and she was just hired by Meta to go to Menlo Park and work in the AI division.
She going to be on the boat?
She was. She may be in town.
She's going to get a little invite onto the boat?
She's there to help. As you mentioned, they're expanding their AI personnel department.
They're growing like crazy.
But it's like cannibals hiring more cooks. Eventually, there's not enough villagers left. The AI expansion is going to eliminate so many employees because AI is going to eliminate the need for human bodies in so many tasks.
Here's the thing that I have become a little more optimistic about AI. I've been reading up a lot on it, and
Please help talk me off the ledge then.
Happy to.
I see nothing but Terminator 5.
Well, that's because you and I are small-minded
Terminator
people.
5, unemployment day.
We're unfortunately we're of this ilk who see a big, beautiful yacht like that, and thankfully I feel like I've progressed past this. You will shortly.
Nah.
We're not hissing at these boats.
I got a bucket of tomatoes. I'm waiting to go bad.
They are throwing tomatoes, actually.
I'm not.
Did you see that part of the story?
I did see that part of the story.
They're trying to figure out how to, online, there's been a scheme, they said, according to this news story, they said about throwing tomatoes or summoning orcas. What's an orca going to do to that boat? It's going to ram into the side and die.
Yes.
Would do nothing. It's a 390 foot. How big do they think orcas are? Ridiculous.
Yeah.
What are the orcas going to pop up and cast spells on it like Free Willy? Hop over the bow?
I don't know.
It's so silly.
It is.
Why would you boo something like this? Whatever he's doing, like let's say he's not here right now, because they looked on his Instagram and look at flight records of the jets that he owns.
I saw that too.
He's not even in town.
They yelled out to the crew on the board, the 20-person crew just cleaning up and throwing the bumpers out. Is he on board?
Do you know how much? I don't know this, but I bet you this would be pretty accessible pretty quickly. Do you know how much money it would cost to bring a 390-foot yacht, mega yacht, into South Lake Union? How much money just in taxes they're going to collect just because that thing is parked there for
Mortgage
the night?
fees. Yeah.
Mortgage fees. All the fuel they're going to have to load up on.
Yeah.
All the food. All the different services.
Be enough to employ somebody for a year.
That is a complete boom to the local economy, not to mention whatever work they might be doing, because South Lake Union has all these great shipyards that don't have boats to work on anymore because all the ferry boats are off in Florida. And then they get business coming in, and the locals hiss at it. Are you nuts?
Well,
That's
because
insane.
12 guys are working on it, but 1,400 people lost their gigs to this guy.
1,400 people lost their gigs, yes. And he also employs 80,000 people. Average salary of $165,000 a year, $273 when you factor in stock and bonuses. Several $1 billion in taxes he pays. I mean, would you rather have a Zuckerberg or not? I think the answer to anybody would be yes.
Sure.
Why are we hating on yachts? It's like the envy behind that just doesn't make any sense to me.
We finally got to the root word.
It's just envy. It's just you want a boat. Everybody wants a boat. Yeah. Of course you want a boat. I want a boat. If I could have a 390-foot yacht, and if Zuckerberg's listening, I would like an invite. And I'd like to hang out with Spike's sister on the yacht.
I'm amazed it's not tagged yet. That's all I'm saying. A flat surface that big in Seattle for 48 hours.
You can't get out there. There's gates blocking all those things.
There's security.
You can't
get a tomato near it. There are humans that dive in front, like Secret Service agents that dive in front of incoming tomatoes to protect that.
Spike
boat.
is not suggesting you do that.
No.
You know what the average tax? Just so people have a comparison. Do you know what the average? The median salary in Washington State is?
95.
It's somewhere between 74 and $85,000
Okay.
median salary. 40 something on the low end. It's like 100 something on the higher end. On the higher end, the average tax per year that Meta employees pay is $62,000. So just $10,000 or $15,000 less than the entire median salary of a Washington resident. It is an incredibly lucrative, high-paying job. It sucks that 1,800 people or 1,300 people locally lost their jobs.
Yeah,
1 in 6 employees from Meta in King County are losing their jobs.
Yeah.
Likely, very good chance that they also get hired into a different department to do AI stuff. That's a very good chance.
Right. There was a story read this morning that 7,000 people didn't lose their jobs. They were just reallocated to the AI division.
Yes.
Getting onboarded with their meeting my sister.
Which is now bigger than the internet.
Yeah.
The change to AI is going to be bigger than the internet change to America when it happened, or to the world. That's what everybody's saying. Like, AI is going to be. Now, I don't know if all that's going to come to fruition, all that's going to be true, but I do know that you don't want to be on the side of people who are hissing at boats. That seems totally crazy to me. And throwing tomatoes. Am I wrong?
I don't know, man. If I'm on the docks, if I'm in the docks of South Lake Union and I see this boat come in, I'm a little resentful. I'm not just jealous.
You're jealous.
I'm a little resentful.
At least you know what it's from.
Yeah.
At least you're admitting it. You're jealous.
Yeah, but I you know me.
You're envious.
I think these guys pay a lower effective tax rate than their employees.
Well, yeah, but they're very rich, and you pay a lot less taxes than somebody who's very poor.
Yeah,
so it's all relative.
It is all relative. I pay close to 40% of my income into taxes by the time I get involved in sales tax and property tax.
Somebody
and all those
who's
things.
very poor pays much higher than you.
And those guys pay much, much less than I do from a percentage basis.
Well, yeah, because they have a ton of money. They have a 390-foot yacht.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
and they register it in the Marshall Islands to avoid taxation.
He also has 78,000. How many employees do you have?
What?
How many employees do you have?
2, but they don't know they're employees. They just think I feed them because I love them. Don't ever tell them the real truth.
He has 78,000. He's paying 78,000 people on average $273,000
Not
a year.
enough.
$250,000? Oh my gosh!
He could pay my sister more. That's all I'm saying.
I'll bet you she feels pretty happy with whatever she's getting paid.
Pretty damn happy. She likes her
I bet
place.
you.
Yeah,
I bet you if you asked her,
your kid goes to a good school.
She's like, please stop advocating for me, Spike. Please, they're firing right now. Please stop doing that.
No, she's in good shape.
She's in good shape. God bless her.
She's not an engineer. Those poor guys.
I mean, those engineers they're making a ton of money right now.
Well, now until their job is replaced by AI.
But they can
That's
do
what's
so
happening.
much more with AI. That's what's happening.
Oh, okay.
Their AI things are expanding.
And these guys can pursue their love of art and cooking. These guys who got degrees in engineering. It's not without a downside. This excessive wealth. It's not without some downside. You got to at least give me that.
No, I won't. I'll never give you that.
I'll give you that they're a benefit. They're a net benefit to society. I'll give you that.
Okay. What's the downside to having rich people in society? You said it's not without a downside. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
What's the downside
to having really rich people?
I think the downside is the fact that they've never paid less.
No.
That's the downside.
No.
I'm
What's
not saying
the downside to society? That's what you said. Society. What's the downside?
I said they're a net gain to society. But there is a downside to the excessive wealth collected by the 0.1% of all earners on the planet who hold about 40% of the world's total wealth.
Okay.
In less than 1/10 of 1% of the people. That seems a little disproportionate.
They don't hold it. They have that value in their stock, in their companies,
and
like Elon Musk we talked about yesterday.
Their compensation packages to avoid social responsibilities.
What do you mean social responsibility? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I want to make America great again.
How do you do that? By taking out rich people?
I don't take them out.
Mark
Zuckerberg. Let's get off Zuckerberg's backside because that poor guy. He can't
go back to Musk.
He can't even go to his own boat.
Go to Musk or Bezos.
Let's go to
Gates.
Bezos. Let's go to Bezos.
Go to any of those guys.
Who says you could double my salary and it wouldn't help the teacher in the Bronx?
Okay,
he's wrong. It would clearly help the teacher in the Bronx.
How?
If the civic pool of resources expands, if it doubles because you're if you're doubling the tax rate on these excessive earners, right?
Okay.
They're never even going to feel it. They're never going to get that deep into their pocket to even notice the difference. You're going to change the lives of so many people.
This is assuming that the government is going to be so effective with that money.
That's a different issue.
It's not a different issue.
It is a different issue.
No, because you're handing that money over to who?
Horrible stewards of our resources.
And that's my problem.
No, okay, well, both can be true, though. If they had more resources, they could go further with better management.
It's not the resources that's the problem. They have the resources right now.
The whole problem is mismanagement?
Yes.
You don't think the fact that we've never asked for less
from
the excessively successful in our history?
They've never given it in whole. They've never given more. If you took 100% of the money from all the billionaires in the United States, of which Bernie told us yesterday there's 973 of them.
Right.
If you took 100% of their money, do you know how much that would add up to?
I don't.
$8.1 trillion. 8.4 maybe, something like that. I mean, it's like that's a rounding error.
Pocket change at that point.
Change.
Trillions. We're talking trillions.
Do you know how much that would last? Like, let's say you wanted to just give that to U.S. government. Do you know how long the U.S. government could run on $8.1 trillion?
Under this administration, probably less than the term of Trump's term. The length of Trump's term.
13 months.
Yeah. Well, under this administration, sure. Talk about bad stewards of money.
13 months. Blame it on whoever you want.
Sure.
U.S. government, 13 months.
Yeah.
And then the entire world is wrecked because they don't have that money. 8.1 trillion is in value in their companies.
Yeah, well, I'm not asking to bankrupt. I'm not asking to give up everything. I'm not.
But it does go down. So if they take all their money and those people have to sell those things and those companies then become less valuable, they have to fire the very people that you're saying that they want to help. That's a problem.
They're not firing people because the books are tight. They're firing people because they can make more money with less people. That's why they're firing people these days.
Because they're so greedy.
Not because they're greedy. Well, yeah, because they're greedy. I'll go there. Because becoming the wealthiest people on the face of the earth isn't enough for Zuckerberg or Bezos or Musk.
So you would
they want to invest in AI and eliminate the need to pay anybody anything. They got to have robots run everything. They keep all the money.
Okay. Your sister must be getting a salary of $0.
She learned to speak robots.
In the hiring that you said, the massive hiring that's happening in AI.
She's doing great.
Your sister's not getting paid a cent.
No, she's above she's in a lifeboat.
Okay.
Speaking of boats,
we've got a lot more coming up that we didn't even have a chance to get to. Let's go to the income tax next. Speaking of sticking it to the rich people.
Yeah,
Can we come back to this?
Ferguson's response.
Let's go to the Ferguson's
response. The record number of signatures gathered to get this on the ballot in November.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be great. Stick around with us. We're going to be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
A rising blast, left field, grand slam, Rosarena!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners Baseball, Trident's up.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is happening right now. The cost of living has gone up, but when buying a car, it doesn't have to feel like it. Zero down delivers, no payments all summer, and exclusive 10-day deals in partnership with Tapco Credit Union. With a wide selection of new vehicles and over 400 used vehicles across 5 dealerships, you'll find just what you're looking for. Visit Subaru, Volkswagen, and Chevy Buick GMC of Puyallup or Kia and Chevy of Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details. When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife, Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
Do we really need it?
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at Life Point Law.
He asked me, what do you want? And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case?
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
Register for a free Life Point Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo June 6th, Lacey June 9th, or Bellevue June 13th, 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. It is now being called a recovery operation after yesterday's deadly implosion at a Longview paper mill.
We're bracing ourselves for this being the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern Washington state history.
It's Governor Bob Ferguson speaking moments ago at a media briefing near the Nippon Dynaway facility, where officials have now confirmed a second death. Cowlitz Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein says 9 people are still unaccounted for.
Understand that there are members working the site tirelessly that have lost coworkers, lost friends, and they remain dedicated to focusing on our recovery efforts.
7 others remain hospitalized, some suffering serious chemical burns. A federal investigation now underway. Turning now to the closing bell reports. Just how big of a paycheck do you need to buy a home in Seattle? Well, the new Redfin report shows buyers must earn about $220,000 a year to afford the median priced home. That's actually down 5.5% from last year. Nationally, Americans need about $117,000 just to buy a typical home. Redfin says that's about $30,000 more than the average household earns across the country. Washington's insurance commissioner says hospital and insurer consolidation is a big reason health insurance keeps getting more expensive.
That consolidation does not help the consumer. It just adds to the cost.
That is Insurance Commissioner Patty Kuderer. Her comments coming as 13 insurers are asking to raise their premiums by an average of more than 22% next year. That's on top of a nearly 21% hike approved just last year. On Wall Street today at the close, the Dow gained 182, S&P up a point, and NASDAQ ahead 18 points. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Thank you. This one brought to us by Seattle Sports. We have a traffic alert this afternoon on State Route 18. Both directions are shut down just west of Tiger Mountain Summit near milepost 22. We just learned a minute ago this is unfortunately a fatality involving a semi and a passenger car. Right now, eastbound drivers are being detoured to Issaquah Hobart. Westbound drivers, you're stuck at the scene, although I am seeing vehicles turning around on the highway and heading back east to I-90. There's no estimated time to reopen, but now with this news, we're going to probably see this close for some time. In Renton, looks like we may have a new blocking issue north 405, just past 167. Traffic jams up just before the Maple Valley Highway. South 405 is filling in between Factoria and Renton. We're up to 20 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. North 5 in Seattle, solid from the West Seattle Bridge past I-90. Again at 520 across the Ship Canal. 25 minutes through all this. And South 5, you're crowded from 85th to the Convention Center. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial, 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Blue skies and sunshine today. Highs topping out in the low 70s. Right now, 68 degrees outside the KIRO Radio studios. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, you may have gone to a grocery store recently or have been out and about and seen signature gatherers. That would be probably for Let's Go Washington's IP 26645. That's the initiative to repeal the income tax on so-called millionaires, but obviously we know that that's not the basement. They're not going to stop it at $1 million. They could have. They decided not to.
Don't give away the end of the story here.
We don't want to give away the end.
Yeah.
So they've been collecting signatures now for a week. What they need by July 2nd is 308,911 valid signatures, which means you have to collect far more than that. Not a ton more, but far more, because there's obviously going to be duplicates. There's going to be
they want a little cushion.
Contested and rejected entries that they're going to have to decide on.
They have to have them all in by July 2nd?
July 2nd.
Okay.
So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get at least 380,000 signatures, although Brian Haywood, who's that's his Let's Go Washington, that's who's doing this, they're saying that they're going to get between 400 and 700,000 signatures just to make sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, even with possible rejected signatures for whatever reason, that this still makes it onto the ballot. So in 1 week, they've got 92,780 signatures. In the first week, which is apparently a record for an initiative in Washington. Obviously, it sounds like people are pretty serious about wanting to have a chance to have their say on this.
Yeah, they are. Clearly, this thing's going to make it onto the ballot in November. No doubt.
I hope
it's going to be there for you.
I don't want people to take their foot off the gas.
No.
If you care about this, then
you want it.
Get on there and sign it.
Yeah.
I was a little personal story. We were picking up we took the boys out to go do some fun stuff with a friend of theirs up in North Bend over the weekend on Saturday. And we're driving around just kind of like killing time, doing some stuff, and the kids are yelling in the back. And I look over and I see in front of the Safeway there in North Bend.
The one closest to the freeway.
One closest to the freeway.
I see somebody downtown,
I see somebody gathering signatures.
Yeah, yeah.
And I recognize immediately what it must be because I have seen social media posts about, the signature gatherers are out now, people trying to get it. And so I stopped. I found a parking spot. I said, wait here, boys. And they're like, we want to come with you. So I was like, come on with me, boys. Watch democracy in action.
Democracy, yeah.
Yeah. And so I took them out. I went over and I talked to the signature guy. I signed my name. I did all the stuff.
That was to bring Spike and the Impalers back to the Northwest Mount
That's what it was for.
Yeah.
That's what it was for.
We got 3 signatures.
You got
one
3
of them?
signatures.
That's all.
I signed 3 times. No, just kidding. I did not. No, but they want to make sure that they got to verify. You got to give your address. You got to verify that you're an actual registered voter. All those different things.
I love that this is available to people.
And it should be.
Yep.
And it never should have had to happen. There should have already been a process in place where people had a chance to have their say. But that wasn't afforded to the state of Washington and the voters. They instead just rammed this thing through. So now voters are having their say, and they're turning out record numbers, which bodes well for the anti-income tax crowd, I would think.
Does it now?
I don't know.
Because
we'll find out.
According to Bob Ferguson, who issued a statement regarding the record number of signatures gathered.
Do you want to read his statement?
Sure.
Okay.
From the official account on X of @BobFergusonGov, it looks like the voters will get a say on whether to maintain the tax on income over $1 million that was passed earlier this year. And I look forward to the public having their say on this important policy. To be clear, this reform on our regressive tax code includes expansion of tax credits for working families, relief of small businesses, and investments in K-12 and affordable child care. One more thing voters should know. So long as I am governor, I will veto any attempt to lower the threshold or raise the rate of this tax. We are asking those who make the most to pay a little more and provide relief to workers and small businesses. Let's keep it that way.
Okay, so he posted that this morning.
He really thinks this vote is going to go his way. I genuinely believe that the Democrats in this legislation who pushed this through under an emergency situation knew it was going to be challenged in court and be taken eventually to the state Supreme Court because they felt this iteration of Washington's Supreme Court would rule in their favor, that this tax would be a constitutional legally issue. They also believe that if it goes to the public, they vilified earners to the degree where people are going to want to shtick it to the man. He thinks they're going to win this vote.
It's interesting. I don't. Maybe that's possibly the case.
I'm not saying I agree with him.
Possibly the case.
He's not that good an actor. I've seen him.
I do think whatever the case, this is definitely political spin.
Yeah,
I think he sees that and he goes, "Holy moly! 92,780 signatures in 1 week.
People can't wait to sign this into law, to vote this into law." That's what he's telling himself.
What's so ironic about this is him saying, "What's the line there where he says?"
I will veto.
I look forward to the public having their say on this important policy.
Okay. Yeah.
I look forward, this is from Bob Ferguson. Think about the irony here. I look forward to the public having their say on this important policy. Now, this is a guy who signed a bill that was drafted with the help of the AG's office, specifically to add an emergency clause so that the public did not have their say in the referendum process. So he's now saying, I look forward to the public having their say after he intentionally worked with all of the folks, Senator Peterson, everybody worked to make sure the public did not have their say.
Yeah.
So, which is true?
He's had a change of heart.
Or is he
seeing
Tom Petty? Is he seeing the writing on the wall?
He's had a change of heart. He's evolved on the issue. Is that what he used to say?
No, I don't think so.
He's had an epiphany.
Here's what all politicians fear more than anything: being
the
out
voters?
of a job.
Okay, you know,
That's what he fears. He sees the pitchforks, and he sees the people, and he sees that their voice was silenced, and that he was complicit in that.
That's a genuinely
Why would you
spot-on read.
Why would you sign a bill that is unconstitutional? Some say, I guess I should say. Some say unconstitutional. To institute an income tax and give the voters no say in the process by calling it an emergency clause that doesn't kick in for 3 years. He signed that.
I was there. I remember.
He also said,
Olympia, I wasn't invited, but yeah.
He also had the ability, they had the ability, and he could have demanded it if he cared about it, but he did not want to. This is my assessment. This is my personal speculation. If he wanted to say, hey, you know what, Jamie Peterson, I'm not signing any bill that doesn't have a floor of $1 million that increases with inflation and time. And that's not what happened. That's not what it was. They had the ability to do that.
Yeah, that's the line that stuck me in this statement.
They had multiple chances to add amendments, and they turned those down every single time.
Right.
Which means, as Jamie Peterson said, I almost said Jamie Ferguson. As Jamie Peterson said, we don't want to bind future legislation from being able to change this and lower the threshold in case they find themselves needing more money, which is a guarantee. They will definitely need more money in the future because the people that they're hoping to collect this from are just going to leave and not pay it.
Yeah.
And then the money that they've already written into their new budgets, like the K through 12 spending, like the affordable child care stuff, the working families tax credits, they're going to have to come up with that money somewhere because that's now promised. And it's not going to come from millionaires because they're in Idaho.
I just think, you know, when you put in your response, your official response to this record number of signatures that have been gathered in the first week, I want one more thing for the voters should know. As long as I am governor, I will veto any attempt to lower the threshold or raise the rate of this tax.
Except when I signed it.
It means nothing that you can type it with your thumbs. Why didn't you put it into the law?
100%.
That's the one line that smacked of disingenuous hypocrisy to me.
Yep.
You know, I'm glad the voters have a say. You're right. That's the reality of the moment he finds himself in, given the fact that almost 100,000 signatures were gathered in the first week. And they probably will get well beyond 400. They probably will get close to the 700,000 signatures.
I hope they get more than
required.
700,000. I hope they get 1 million signatures.
Do you think it's even a close vote? I mean, I genuinely think these guys think they've got the courts on their side, and they think they've got the voters on their side.
Listen, I think there's a reason that they made it an emergency clause to begin with. They did not want the people to have their say. I think that's why they did it. I thought they could just ram it through, and then voters be damned. I honestly think that's what they thought. We can do whatever we want. This is hubris. That's what this is. This is one-party rule. They can do whatever they want. They feel it, they believe it, and they know it. Until they saw that 92,000 people signed that paper, and they went, oh, shoot.
I'm really glad you guys are going to get a chance to tell us what you think in November.
Here's the other thing. That is an empty promise, by the way.
Oh, that's,
for people. No, here's the thing about saying that I'm never going to sign anything that lowers the threshold.
It's not worth the keyboard it's thumbed into.
And it only matters as long as he's governor. That is veto power. That's not law.
Right.
That's all that is.
Exactly.
And I guarantee you this thing comes down and down and down in the future, and they'll say, like, what are we going to do? We got to be 500, now it's 100, now it's 75. Everybody's got an income tax. Yada, yada, yada. So I hope this thing does very well. I hope the income tax initiative passes and that they are able to repeal. I hope they repeal it, and I hope that they send a pretty clear message. And Governor Ferguson, that'll be interesting to see what he responds then. But we'll find out. I think you could also be right. He might think he's got the votes. He's happy to see it on the ballot.
Or at least he's smiling, whistling a happy tune.
Yeah. He's whistling in the dark right now. All right, we got a lot more coming up. What's next? What do we got?
We get a choice. We're going to talk about the Mariners on the verge of first place.
Yes.
Right? Or we can talk about building a camp on the moon, a space station on the moon. Right?
Mariners.
Okay.
Let's do Mariners.
Cool.
Yeah, Mariners are fun. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
KIRO Newsradio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, Trying to find a needle in a haystack? Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free, comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition too. It's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Welcome back to the show. Let's talk about the Mariners for a minute. This is going to be a sports segment. We're going to do Mariners, then we're going to talk about the enhanced games, which were this last weekend.
the Royd Olympics.
Where everybody got crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's testosterone and all that stuff.
I missed it. Dang it.
We watched it. It's okay. We'll talk about that in a second. But the Mariners, where are they at right now? And what can we expect from the Mariners?
The M's won the first two against the Athletics down in Sacramento.
A's are leading the
West.
Okay.
And the A's are currently, I think, 27-27. The M's are a game under, or 2 games under 500 currently.
Okay.
If the M's can complete the series sweep today, they'll find themselves a game under 500 and a half game in first place.
That would be phenomenal.
Granillo was telling me he's doing some more investigation research, but he thinks this is the latest the team has been in first place with a losing record. Because the M's will be 1 game under 500 if they manage to win today and finish the sweep. Be the latest in a season that a team was in first place with a losing record.
Interesting.
Because baseball has a way of separating themselves as to over time.
Yeah.
You know, the M's find themselves a half game back today. They're 2 games under 500. In the AL East, they'd be 9 games back of the front running. I think it's the Blue Jays in front running. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, that's how I don't want to say bad the West has been, but how unsteady the Mariners have been.
Okay.
This is a good ball club. We said here before the season starts, anything short of a fall classic in Seattle is going to be viewed as a disappointment after last season's record accomplishments.
They do have some highlight moments, right? I mean, like they're on the upswing. They had
absolutely.
like 4 home runs the other night.
4 home runs on the Monday night win over the A's, a 9-2 win over the A's. A great start yesterday from Emerson Hancock. He was perfect through 4.
Hancock.
The starting pitching's always been there.
Yeah.
The hitting we were going to count on has been slow to start.
Cal's out right now.
They've had injuries. Yeah. They've had injuries they didn't expect. No one expects, but these key players you bring in, Cal coming back after his record-setting year.
Let's get him in first place so that we can enjoy a summer where the Mariners start to dominate. Wouldn't that be nice?
If you have a team that hasn't been steady at all, that loses 2 out of 3 to KC.
Sure.
You know, that gets swept on the road in Chicago against the White Sox, I think it was. That's not the kind of thing you think this team's even capable of.
Yeah.
You have those kind of hiccups and stumbles, and you still find yourself in first place.
And they're basically
if they're able to win today.
So the first third of the season is over, right? They're basically 50-something games in right now, 52, 53 games in.
Yeah, well, 54. Yeah.
So
third.
almost exactly 2/3 of the season left.
Yep.
Get everybody healthy. Get yourself into first place, and then just start building on that. It's like McDonald's says, like just stack all those wins.
You betcha,
and just keep moving.
Win
stacking
series,
lessons.
Win series. That's supposed to just win series.
Yeah.
There's an old adage I think I've mentioned before. Somebody said every team in baseball, every season, every team loses 54 games. Every team wins 54 games. It's what you do with the other 54.
There you go.
That make the difference.
So they're getting into the crunch time.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great
right now.
Yeah.
All right. Let me tell you what matters almost nothing. The enhanced games. This is my personal opinion.
You were so excited about this.
I was so excited. The promise sounded so great.
Tell people what the enhanced games are.
The enhanced games are basically roid games. They have
the Anything Go Olympics.
Well, players are allowed. They do actually have limitations on what people can take, but they do allow you. So in the Olympics, if they find that you are using a banned substance to enhance your output, you are done.
Right.
You cannot compete. You're disqualified.
Everybody from swimmers to weightlifters to
everything.
Bicyclists, you name it.
Tiny little extra thing.
Yes.
Blood doping, all that stuff, gone. But in this, they're like, hey, what if we instead, they were very careful to say this because I watched the enhanced games over the weekend with my sons. They were very careful to say under doctor supervision. So they don't want the idea of people just being completely unsafe, juiced up every single thing.
No risk of injury or illness.
I mean,
or
that's
physical health.
That's a tricky gray area.
Okay.
I can't say.
You can get a doctor say anything. If
you
pay
get a
him
doctor say anything. Yeah. But
Fair enough.
So
full disclosure.
I watched these, and the interesting thing about this is that they went public with the stock. They actually opened a stock on this. I think it was Peter Thiel.
Okay.
And I think even one of the Trump kids was involved.
Okay.
And the stock, which opened at like, they had a valuation like $1.2 billion or something in their initial investment or whatever.
And this is like an annual event, the enhanced games.
Well, they wanted to highlight what if an athlete had all the extra stuff and could do all the crazy stuff, and you weren't bound by just normal biology.
By nature. Yeah.
And so the stock then after the enhanced games has now dropped precipitously. I think it's down like 50% or something. It's not good. And the reason it has dropped is because it was so boring. We watched it, and I'm sitting there waiting. I'm waiting for like Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa level stuff, where you see these guys who are just juiced, coming in, smacking 900-foot home runs, just seeing what's capable.
Lifting cars.
Yes. Yeah. I expected to see the power team.
Yeah.
And what you see is just like high-level looking athletes.
Okay.
They had swimmers who, some of the swimmers, you could see their back muscles from their front, which was confusing. Some of those guys got pretty big.
Their lats are so big,
Massive.
Yeah.
But no, like I think there was only maybe one world record broken, and it was only broken by a very, very small amount. It was by a swimmer, by a Grecian swimmer, a guy from Greece. I can't pronounce his name. Christian something. No, that wasn't him. Whatever he was. He was a swimmer. Yeah, Christian something. In the men's 50-meter freestyle, he set a new record. He set a new record, and he got like $1 million bonus. But what it made me realize was it highlights how amazing these regular athletes are.
Right.
These are all like second-tier athletes who got really juiced up and still can't even break the world records.
Okay.
So,
But it was underwhelming, huh?
So underwhelming. Like the guy, one of the fastest time in sprinting, wouldn't even have qualified for the most recent Summer Olympics sprinting.
I expected superhuman results.
I was waiting for Superman, and it was just like
waiting for
Clark Kent. All of them were just a bunch of Clark Kents competing. Not very entertaining. Anyway.
Clark lost to Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, here's the sound of somebody not setting a world record in deadlifting.
Here we go. He's fighting. He's got to pass his knees. He's got to finish this. He's got to lock it out. Oh, he just cannot. Oh, it's just a bit too much.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's what it felt like. It's not fun. But it made you appreciate real athletes.
So sorry.
All right. We got a lot coming up. Seattle Police Officers Guild, Kent Liu, he's going to join us next. Talk about a tiff with the mayor's office. Stick around. He's in studio. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO News Radio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM, powered by MyNorthwest.com.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate. And there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is on now. Don't miss out on 0 down, no payments all summer, and exclusive deals through May 31st. Visit them in Puyallup and Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps." Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo on June 6th, Lacey on June 9th, or Bellevue on June 13th. 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Sticking points remain between the U.S. and Iran over the Strait of Hormuz and Iran's nuclear ambitions. At a cabinet meeting today, President Trump says Iran wants to make a deal, but says he won't sign just any agreement. Iran, according to state media, signaling in a memo to the U.S. it will continue to patrol the strait. The White House calls it a fabrication. The president also downplaying the impact on gas prices.
We had gasoline down to a very low number. I think we'll be hitting that number shortly after that whole excursion ends.
The CDC has sent an urgent request for its agency to recruit personnel to help screen for travelers coming from Central Africa for symptoms of Ebola. A Google employee has been arrested over Google bets on Polymarket. Authorities allege the employee was using Google confidential search information ahead of time, placing those bets. Google says they're working with authorities. This is ABC News. In a Los Angeles federal court, the fifth and final defendant in the overdose death of Friends star Matthew Perry was sentenced today, receiving 3 years in prison.
Kenneth Iwamasa was Matthew Perry's live-in assistant, and he was the man who gave Perry the fatal dose of ketamine. Iwamasa agreed to plead guilty in 2024 to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine. Now, over a year and a half later, a federal judge giving the 60-year-old 3 years and 5 months in federal prison. Iwamasa's attorneys told the court he was just an employee following orders and that he could not say no to Perry, who was his boss. But prosecutors said Iwamasa was an enabler and Perry's drug supplier. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In Florida, a federal judge has ruled a Florida teen accused of killing his stepsister on board a cruise ship back in November of 2025 can remain out on bond pending the trial, but with restrictions in place. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Coming up, the death toll rises after that chemical implosion in Longview. The very latest after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thank you, Aaron. Let's start you with our traffic alert up at State Route 18. We have a fatality this afternoon that shut down both directions of State Route 18, just west of Tiger Mountain Summit near milepost 22. So eastbound drivers are being detoured to Issaquah Hobart Road. Westbound drivers should just avoid hopping onto 18 entirely. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck at the summit while the investigation continues. And right now, we have no estimation when this is going to reopen. So drivers who typically use westbound 18, you're sticking with I-90, and right now, we've got a pretty thick volume through Preston, and then you're bumper-to-bumper in Eastgate at 150th over to 405 in those 405 exit lanes. The westbound main line, westbound 90 main line is doing okay. In Renton, North 405, we're bumper-to-bumper from I-5 and South Center into the S-curves from that earlier crash. That has cleared. South Center to Bellevue has a 20-minute delay, taking you 40 minutes. South 405 is filling in between Factoria and Renton. It's 20 minutes to make that trip. Otherwise, we're seeing very typical backups across the region for mid-afternoon. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Governor Bob Ferguson calls it the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern state history.
The state is here and will be here as long as it takes to support the families, support victims for as long as it takes.
He spoke today near the site of that chemical implosion at the Nippon Dynawave packaging facility in Longview. Cowlitz Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein confirms 2 deaths and says 9 people are unaccounted for.
We do not know where all 9 are. Through accountability with the Nippon staff, we know 9 individuals are missing.
7 employees remain hospitalized. Officials now saying chemicals from that blast reached the Columbia River. The Departments of Health and Ecology are assessing. But Goldstein says there are no health concerns tied to drinking water or air quality in the area. Body camera footage from Kitsap County deputies show a suspected drunk driver taking off minutes after being stopped for driving erratically. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The DUI stop happened just after 2 a.m. Saturday morning. The deputy ended a short pursuit when the man hit speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. But before the driver took off, he handed his driver's license to the deputy and never got it back. Kevin McCarty with the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office.
Deputies went to that location. They spotted the car. The deputy had stopped and the individual was at home and he was taken into custody.
Potential charges for the 32-year-old Shelton man include reckless driving, attempting to elude, and DUI. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And you can see that body camera video at mynorthwest.com. A Kent man who led a crew of armed robbers faces at least 45 years in prison after he was convicted of 17 federal felonies this week.
Federal prosecutors say 26-year-old Shannon Hartfield put together a team of young people, some of them just 14 years old, to rob marijuana dispensaries, banks, and credit unions in 2021 and 2022. They say he used social media and text messages to recruit them, and he and co-conspirators provided them with guns and getaway cars. His sentencing is scheduled for August 25th. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And your forecast now, calling for sunshine the next couple of days. We'll see temperatures in the low 70s this afternoon, upper 70s for tomorrow. Right now, 72 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
All right, welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. If you're just tuning in, you picked the best hour to tune in. Congratulations. I'm very excited to welcome right now the president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, Kent Liu, joins us again on the show. Kent, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me again.
We covered the story a little bit earlier. We teased ahead to your visit, and just to give a quick lesson for the audience, in case they were unaware of this. Back in, was this last week? Was this May 18th? I think it was May 18th.
Excuse me, the Capitol Hill gunfire?
There was a shooting in Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
Seattle Police Officers Guild made a post highlighting the benefits of cameras helping police and detectives to catch thieves and people doing bad things and to prevent crime from happening. And the mayor's office reached out to you guys in short order and said, silence, take this down. They didn't say it in so many words.
No, it was pretty close to exactly what they did. Pretty close.
But it was pretty close.
It's not that far of a stretch.
Tell us about that, and then bring us up to speed of where we're at today. Because this to me is like one more piece of the puzzle with Katie Wilson's office. Just they can't seem to get things right. But tell us about it.
Yeah, so we acquired the video. I mean, this was a public available video, right?
Yeah.
This was on Como. So, I'm not going through any inappropriate means, which was suggested in the email, which I never would have done, right? So this never hit. I never hit any SPD sources, nothing. Posted the video. We edited it. We shortened it. We editorialized it. Put a red circle around kind of the area to pay attention to, which was no big deal. At least we thought that. then we get an email. I get an email the next morning.
And this is your post. I want to read your post to the audience just so they know what you guys said. And you let us know on the text line if you find this objectionable. I certainly don't. Another example of CCTV cameras helping Seattle Police Department detectives and SPOG members investigate violent crime in Seattle. Mayor Katie, how many more examples do you need? Don't take away the vital tools officers rely on to identify, locate, and apprehend violent criminals in our city. And this is a real hot button issue right now because we're about to head into the World Cup coming to town. There's going to be a lot of extra people in town, and we have been told they're not going to use these 60 or so cameras that they have available to them unless there's a credible threat, quote, credible threat, and then they'll turn them on. And so everyone's saying, like, hey, let's not shoot ourselves in the foot. Let's turn these things on. So you guys send that out. You post the video, which you got from Como. So if they just watched Como, they would have known where you got it. And then what was the response from the mayor's office?
Yeah, so I thought, well, this must be a mistake, right? Clearly, they don't know that they didn't do any research to find out this was a available video.
Yeah.
So they came in, they sent me an email, addressed me directly. They threatened me with policy violations, an SMC violation.
And what is that for the honest? SMC violation?
So department policy. Right, so think of internal investigations, internal affairs type of thing.
They thought you had used unauthorized video and shared that with the public. Is that what?
Yeah, they thought
It wasn't the fact that you told the mayor that the city needs all the resources to do their job to keep the city safe. It was they thought you had violated a policy about sharing this video.
Yeah, that was essentially all they could get me on it. So what they did is they're saying you violated policy, assuming that this video was private, that I took this from some investigative file, right? That some detective maybe slipped this to me. So I thought at first maybe you just didn't do the research. So we responded and we said, this is a publicly available video. Here's the link so you can view it for yourself. We said, SPOG is an independent organization and not subject to department policy. Should you need anything else, we're including our attorneys on this correspondence.
And again, the initial email that you got was from Allison Holcomb,
yes,
who is the Executive Operations Manager for Public Safety for Katie Wilson's office.
Correct.
Okay. And she told you these are her words, please pull the post immediately.
Correct.
Okay.
Right? So we sent our response back stating basically just that. I think next day, so I thought clearly we've cleared up the issue here. Well, they doubled down and then they further broke apart the post and they said because of the edit, it wasn't the exact video because we put a red tracing circle, things like that. This has to be an investigation file because only a detective can do that.
Edit videos?
Edit videos and put a circle in there.
Nobody has an iPhone that works for the mayor's office?
100%. I probably could have found an 8-year-old.
Yeah, any kid in junior high can do this kind of work.
Yeah, so there was that accusation that we're going further. So she finishes and says, essentially this post undermines public trust in SPD, which I find pretty offensive. We're just pointing out that these cameras work. We should have more of them, right? These cameras are an unbiased witness to the crimes occurring in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you not leverage that technology when you have a police department that's short by hundreds, you have a prosecutor's office that's short, you have the King County Prosecutor's Office, which is also short. So why would you not want to provide irrefutable evidence to these crimes? Doesn't that save everyone time?
To make their
and
job
resources?
easier and more effective?
100%. So all the way down the line, this is effective.
They said it was undermining the
public trust.
Public trust in the SPD.
Because I pointed out
that
this
SPD
video.
uses these cameras.
Did you write back? No, our intention was to undermine public trust in your office.
Well,
that's why they responded. That's why they responded.
Well,
that's why they took it.
At that point, we lawyered up.
Oh my gosh!
So why would they say that it undermines SPD? It's the exact opposite, because the SPD does not have the purview to say all these cameras have to stay on. That's the mayor's office.
Yes.
What you guys are highlighting is that they're making a political decision to not have equipment that's valuable and that helps keep people safe. They're deciding to not have it on.
Right.
And you're highlighting, hey, you know what? This recent shooting, another great example of why we want to have these cameras on.
Well, this shooting, the 77-year-old man.
That was one who was attacked down in Belltown.
Down in Belltown.
Yeah.
Right?
Perfect example.
Both of the perpetrators in that crime were apprehended because of video.
Yeah. We all watched it.
And I
It's
think the
undeniable.
suspect was arrested within like 60 to 90 minutes from when the media released it.
Yeah.
Right? So these cameras offer excellent quality, right? It's a huge tool for us. So why would you not want to leverage that technology, the irrefutable evidence, ease the prosecutor's job, right? I have you on this camera doing this thing.
Yeah.
Right? So why are we fighting this?
So
it starts as like ICE hysteria, and it's like, okay, but there's no proof to suggest that is happening. And what I'm not understanding, why can't you expand these cameras and also say, I'm conducting an audit and I'm going to make sure that no one has access to this but us?
Yeah. Do both simultaneously.
Can't both be fine?
Yes.
Can't we expand this?
Well, I think the mayor's office feels they can't rely on the federal government's inability to obtain this information, right? I mean, because if I understand the situation correctly, the city of Seattle is following state law with regard to sharing information with the federal government for purposes of immigration law enforcement, right? That's the wall that the mayor is using to not share this information, or not even gather this information, because they're trying to comply with state law, and there's no guarantee that the Trump administration will not rule out using enforcing ICE for immigration at World Cup games, even though FIFA's asked them not to do that. But other cities, I mean, it's hard for the mayors to. Does this put the mayor's office in a tough position where they've got to respect state law and not record these because we can't guarantee that it won't be used for federal?
Well, this data is deleted, right? It's not kept indefinitely, and it's only kept when you define that there's a crime happened, right? So that argument goes away because, listen, if I was collecting ALPR data for years, I could probably create some sort of a pattern, right, on somebody's movement.
What is ALPR data?
Automatic license plate reader,
okay,
for example, right, or any of this camera.
Right.
If I'm going to collect this stuff indefinitely, this data indefinitely, I can make an argument. It could be an argument that says I can now generate a pattern, right, to follow you, to put in your plate, and this and that.
Yeah.
That's not happening. That data is being dumped.
Goes away.
It's only being grabbed. I mean, some of these cameras, we're actually having a problem where they're not keeping it long enough. So we don't find a crime soon enough.
So a crime happens.
Crime happens.
The camera dumps it.
Camera dumps it. We find out about the crime days later. It's too late. So we're almost going in the opposite direction of deleting some of this too soon for the purposes of crimes. Now, I'm not there to argue how long it should be,
right?
But I would say that you lose some of that argument the less you hold on to this data and this information.
If it's not just immigration, if you're the concerns that the mayor's office expresses about this information being subjected to use for federal law enforcement, if that's not the only issue, is it a privacy issue for the mayor's office? I mean, do they feel that?
Then let's take down the red light cameras, the speed cameras,
the
toll cameras, right? But those generate revenue, so we don't want to touch those.
That's what I've been saying.
No, I'm with you.
So I think you
it's
lose.
Not just privacy then.
I think you lose that Big Brother argument personally. If you're not, you're relying on all these other. I mean, my license plate being captured. I would go through the tunnel, right?
Oh yeah. I get
no
it in the
problem.
mail. My wife drives. I get in the mail regularly.
Yeah, so when it's there to
Tunnels,
collect revenue,
cameras,
it's fine.
Boom.
So what's the mayor's office? They have had to retract this.
So they retracted it. They were misguided, but they retracted it after they
only after lawyers said, "Hey, by the way, we have a little."
Well,
thing called
lawyers
First
and the
Amendment."
media started digging around.
Yeah.
Right. So then, we sent a cease and desist letter along with preservation of evidence.
Let me ask you a question.
Future litigation if needed.
Let me ask you a question about that, because they were basically up against a federal lawsuit that was going to happen.
Yeah, if they did not retract that, we were going to file a declaratory federal action against the city of Seattle.
Oh my gosh, that would have been something.
We were going to file in federal court. So they narrowly avoided that.
We were talking earlier about how Chief Barnes has to interact with this administration, with the new mayor and the mayor's administration, and how challenging that job must be to try to meet all the requirements that this administration is putting on law enforcement in town, while the chief of police is trying to secure the safety of a city. I mean, is the mayor making it harder to keep the city safe?
Yes.
With these policies?
I would find it hard to argue the other way.
I know it's not really fair for me to put you in that position.
I'll answer it.
I know. I appreciate the change.
It seems obvious.
I think that again, just the cameras alone, you have tools, right? I don't know why we are not. SPOG is here to. We're going to put our opinion out for public safety. I don't know why the mayor's office appears to be fighting for the criminal more than the victim.
Not a lot of other ways to look at it. It's a fair thing to ask. There's not a lot of other ways to look at this.
Do you think that they're going to turn the cameras on for World Cup? Or is that at this point? Because I don't understand why. There's a big push. There's a lot of people. I mean, let me play this cut real fast, and I'll have you answer that question. This was from Rob Saka. I'm sure you heard this. This was at the City Council's Public Safety Committee meeting, which I think was just yesterday morning. And he's like, you got to turn these cameras on. And the reason he said that is because he was at the Boston Marathon.
I didn't know that, by the way, until this.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was at the Boston Marathon. He ran in it. He was at the finish line. He was, celebrating with his wife. They both just finished it. And then the first of the two, pressure cooker bombs went off. And this was his story about being there in that moment and why it's so important to have these cameras on, not just for credible threats, but for all the threats that you're not going to get. If they're halfway good at their job, you're not going to know what's going to happen until it's already happened. And we need to be able to catch bad guys to stop them from doing bad things. But here's what he had to say about it.
Scared to death, didn't know what to do, didn't know how to protect my wife in that moment. We decided at that point just to stay put. And I'll also never forget in the chaos and the confusion and the terror that unfolded in those moments after those bombs went off. I'll never forget, and I'll be forever grateful by the over 100, potentially hundreds of first responders, firefighters, paramedics, and yes, police, putting their safety on the line, running towards the danger to help keep us safe. All the confusion, all the fear, all the chaos, and the realization that such a joyful global event could, unfortunately, become a mass casualty incident in an instant. And I'll also never forget how very critical security cameras, including CCTV, were in helping law enforcement quickly identify the perpetrators, quickly understand what happened, and help prevent further tragedies. The stadium district cameras have already been authorized. The infrastructure exists. And I believe that waiting for a purported credible threat before activating those tools is far too reactive. For an event of this magnitude, we're failing to meet the moment.
What do you think about that?
That's a pretty powerful statement. I mean, surviving an incident like that, right?
Yeah.
Being that close to it.
Well, I think it goes beyond even the World Cup event coming to Seattle. I think, the shooting on Capitol Hill hits close to home for me. I was telling Jake, my kid worked right next door to that club that was, I think it was Cultura, I think it's called, but my kid works right next door at the Comet. And it's the second time in a year that there's been gunfire outside of that club. Last time bullets came into the club where my kid manages. Ugh. And they were ducking behind bars. Those bullets hit the on the ceiling line. I don't think it's about World Cup safety. I think it's about the safety of the city of Seattle, and these cameras should be on all the time.
Yeah, the World Cup is just relevant because it's here.
Come and go.
It's close.
And
right?
after it's gone, they're going to still have a city that's got a tool that the mayor doesn't want to let the law enforcement community have access to.
So do you guys think she's going to turn it on?
I think there's a lot of pressure to do so. I mean, if you look at Austin PD, right, they shut theirs down, and there was a link or an article on there talking about they only caught him because they crossed into another town
that crime
had him.
Yeah.
Right. I think San Francisco PD put out something. There was something released that they're talking about their success. At this point, I think this is, self-inflicted controversy.
Well, that's a repeating story with the mayor's office. Is a self-inflicted, controversy and self own goals. I guess to grab
cell
a soccer
phones.
term. Yeah. But I mean, the mayor's office has just been misstepping at every turn and pretty much every opportunity to speak to the public, to reassure the public that their policies are going to be in the best interest of the welfare of the city. I mean, how many times can you not learn from your mistakes as a mayor's office, as an administration?
Also, I mean, there's something really ironic about Holcomb. She's an ACLU lawyer?
Yeah.
Sending a letter to you guys trying to silence a union from having an opinion. I mean, imagine that. If somebody had pitched that just a few months ago when Katie Wilson first took office, you guys think you're going to be silencing unions from having an opinion on how the city is run and how it should be safe for the workers in the union? And then for them to say, like, hey, put that down. We don't want you to express your opinion. That's not a good look. Not a good look at all.
And, quite frankly, it's related to public safety. I'm well within bounds, right, to offer my opinion there.
As you should.
Yeah.
You're representing the people whose job it is to run in and save people's lives.
You have a responsibility to those union workers. Absolutely.
Well, the union workers, but also the victims.
Agreed
Right?
completely.
There has to be strong advocacy for the victims. And a lot of times these cameras are the only witness that we're going to have. So this is the only shot that these victims are going to see any kind of justice.
Well, hopefully the mayor's office recognizes it's not just a bad look, it's a bad policy. I mean, it's one thing to keep looking bad time and time and time again, but there's a reason you keep looking bad. You got policies that aren't really going to work.
Well, now that the boogeyman of the federal government has been revealed as not true, and we now know that the cameras are also wiped away, so it's not going to be a privacy issue, I don't see a whole lot of reasons left for them to hide behind, to not turn these things on and give the public what they want, which is safety.
At this point, it's self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't think that there's great shame in pivoting.
No.
I think it actually demonstrates a maturity.
Well, the mayor's office could say, look, we asked for reassurances. We've been given those reassurances. Now we feel safe enough to turn these cameras on.
You could pivot very quickly,
You can use that
very
verbatim
easily.
if you'd like to, Your Honor.
Any
Feel free.
any good leader knows that they don't always make the perfect decision, and then they pivot, just like you were saying, Kent. You pivot to the right decision, and you say, hey, you know what? This is what is needed, and that's leadership.
It shows maturity. We listened. We learned. I don't think a pivot on here would be criticized. I think at this point, you're going to get more criticism for not.
It's not a loss. It's a win.
Yeah.
It would be a win. Kent Liu, SPOG, Seattle Police Officers Guild President, thank you for coming in. We appreciate this, and thank you for help keeping us safe.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks for the work.
We appreciate you. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Spike, what do we got when we come back?
We keep moving stuff around on the schedule. We were going to talk about the guy stuck in a chimney, but we're moving off that, right?
Okay. So we'll
figure it out.
It'll be a fun one.
I apologize.
When we come back. We'll have fun when we come back. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Walter is a soccer player, a soccer coach, and a soccer dad. So when he injured his Achilles, it affected everything.
Every time I ran or tried to play soccer, it would just get worse.
And he wasn't the only one dealing with it.
I was a soccer parent, and within a few weeks, 2 other fathers tore their Achilles or damaged their Achilles. They went to the surgery. I went to Dr. Mark Wagner, and I was back up and running, and they were jealous because it took them months to recover. One of them never fully recovered.
That's right. Walter chose to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy. The most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
The recovery period is so short, and the feeling that you have of being completely back to normal is overwhelming.
So, whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. 2 people are now confirmed dead after that chemical implosion in Longview at the Nippon Dynawave packaging facility. Brian Wood is with that company. He says 9 of their workers are still missing.
These are our people. We are focused on our people. We are focused on helping our responders find and recover those people.
7 employees remain hospitalized. Cowlitz Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein says that yesterday's blast also has an environmental impact now.
Testing of water samples has confirmed contamination entered the Columbia River.
And he says the Departments of Ecology and Health are on site assessing the impacts. Boeing 737 MAX production line in Renton is moving into a higher gear. The FAA now allowing it to build 47 jets a month. That's up from 42. CEO Kelly Ortberg says the team is ready.
We're highly confident that we pulse the system to make sure we're ready to go to that rate.
And he says that could happen in the next couple of months. FAA had capped production of the 737 MAX after that 2024 door plug blowouts over Portland. The Covington man accused of throwing a large rock at an endangered Hawaiian monk seal continues to face intense backlash. Igor Litvinchuk says his attorney says his client has been physically assaulted, threatened, and doxxed since video of that incident went viral.
Why would you throw a rock at it? Hello?
Litvinchuk was due in court earlier this afternoon. We'll have an update on that appearance later today. If you're looking to buy a home in the Seattle area, the math still does not work for most people. Redfin says you need to earn nearly $220,000 a year to get the keys to a median-priced home. That's actually 5.5% lower compared to last year. Redfin reports just 1 in 3 home listings nationwide is affordable to the typical household. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:32. Here's Nate Connors.
All righty, this one brought to us by Carpet Liquidators. We have an ongoing traffic alert on State Route 18 this afternoon. A fatality has shut down both directions between Issaquah-Hobart Road and I-90. No estimated time to reopen. This is sending a lot of drivers over to State Route 900, and now that is jam-packed leaving downtown Issaquah all the way down to South Southeast May Valley Road. That's a bumper-to-bumper backup now. North 405, we're still bumper-to-bumper from I-5 and South Center through the Renton Landing. South Center to Bellevue is going to take you 35 minutes. About a 15-minute delay as we continue to recover from an earlier collision. South 405 getting pretty heavy between Southeast 8th and Bellevue down to the Renton Landing. It's a half hour from Bellevue to Renton. Here in Seattle, North 5, it's bumper-to-bumper from Albro past I-90. Another thick backup at Mercer to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes through downtown. South 5 jams up in Northeast 50th into downtown. And up in Everett, North 5, we're slow from the Boeing Freeway to Highway 2. Eastbound 526 slows from the Boeing plant over to I-5. Why pay retail? Save big with the largest carpet and hardwood flooring selection at Carpet Liquidators. 7 locations. They got you covered at Carpet Liquidators. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast the next couple of days looking picture perfect. Low 70s and sunny today. The mountains are out and upper 70s for tomorrow. Right now, 72 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Everybody was very excited about the potentials of space after the recent Artemis rocket flew around. The Artemis 2 crew, flew around the moon. They went farther than any human being has ever gone from Earth.
It was a real moment in American history that we haven't felt in decades and decades and decades.
Yeah, pretty cool. Well, the next phase is here, and what they want to do is they want to build a moon base, which they have talked about recently. They outlined plans for a moon base, and now they have started ordering the stuff. NASA has started ordering the stuff that you would need for said moon base. You got your rovers, you got your solar panels, you got all the different stuff that they're going to need to establish, because what they want to do is they want to establish a permanent outpost there by the 2030s. And they want to have people there full time. Now, it's 2027. I'm sorry, 26 as we speak. It's the 27th today. It's 2026 as we are doing this segment.
Yeah.
Can we have a moon base up there in the next 5 to 10 years? Spike, what do you think?
In this economy? I'm all for exploration. I'm all for, American pride.
Sure.
And I thought the Artemis rocket was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It really lit everybody's imagination up again. I think that's got value to a society. We're ordering rovers and drones and landing vehicles.
Listen, these are not Amazon Prime things.
Well, it's funny you mention that because some of it's actually going through.
Blue Origin is one of the companies. Yeah.
You got to wonder.
Is that free delivery? I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, if we're
depending
Prime
on the cost.
It's just
you have to have $350 million more in your cart.
A lot of money being spent.
Yeah.
And I understand. And, and don't get me wrong, I think the exploration of space has led to so many technological advances. Mm-hmm. All the things that we have in this life, from MRIs to Velcro for our shoes, all came about because we looked to the stars and challenged American innovation and invested in science and innovation. I see value to all that.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a ballroom on the moon? I just have to wonder as we're just printing money.
I don't know. Here's the thing. NASA has cut their budget, and they're still able to do this because they've become more efficient, and they stopped wasting dollars on silly things. So their budget is actually going to decrease by 23%. It's down in 2026. Their budget is 24.
That's reassuring.
By 27, it has been already projected to decrease to $18.8 billion.
And that comes probably in lockstep with the privatization of space exploration.
Well, your
SpaceX and Blue Origin and those kind of things help NASA lower the cost of doing these things we're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, for instance, NASA's hitching a ride on a lot of these rockets that are built by private industry. So the cost is not going to be on taxpayers as much as it was. So if you can do it at a cheaper price than NASA was spending and you can explore space, those feel like just kind of a net positive to me.
What are the drones for?
Okay, so the drones...
Is that security?
The drones, according to the... was this a Seattle Times piece? I believe it was a Seattle Times piece.
Associated Press piece that was
printed by the Times. Let me describe the goal of the drones.
Because that one, I'm like, really? Is there a defense perspective needed here?
Okay, so they envision, this is from Seattle Times, they envision a moon base sprawling over hundreds of square miles, which is pretty cool, with a perimeter marked by drones dubbed Moonfall, which are stationed at the corners. The administrator, Jared Isaacman, Isaacman, said that the territory markers are meant to be respectful of other countries' spacecraft and equipment that might be nearby. So they're assuming that we're not the only people who are going to want to go up.
Okay.
There's going to be a big interest in the moon again. People are going to want to get up there, and which makes sense.
Get there early. Get someplace close to the beach.
Yes.
Get waterfront.
Plant that flag. Yeah, 100%. I think it's cool.
It is cool.
I was in
the
grocery store the other day, and we do like a Saturday morning thing where we go and get donuts with the kids, and it's a routine. So we're there. It's a fun thing we do. And there was a guy standing there, and he had on a full-on NASA space jacket, looked like he
like
played,
a flight crew kind of a guy.
Kind of, but it was like clearly he was a big fan of NASA.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure if flight crew walk around wearing this.
Gotcha.
But it was very much. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And it looked like he played for the varsity of NASA.
Oh, okay.
That's what it looked like. And he had on all these patches from all the different missions, including Artemis 1 and Artemis 2 missions.
I see a lot of Niner fans wearing Super Bowl jackets with all the different patches on it. But sure, they didn't play for the Niners.
Exactly.
They're just fans. They're enthusiasts.
And I asked him, I said, "Where'd you get that jacket? That's so cool." And he goes, I picked it up at the Alderwood Mall. And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like,
they got a space station there now?
So you're not an astronaut? He goes, "No, I'm not an astronaut." I said, "Yeah, no, I know you're not an astronaut."
That's cool. You're right. Thanks for bringing me back.
But do you know what he said to me? He goes, "Isn't it cool we're going up to space again?" And I said, "Yes,
it is. Yes,
it is cool, and it's exciting. If they can do it for less money, great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But just the idea that they might have a moon base,
it's cool.
It's the movies. I mean, that's when I was growing up watching James Bond movies, and they like Moonraker.
I was surprised when Artemis had this mission, and it was so successful, and they accomplished so much that it had been so long.
Yeah.
Since we did anything remotely like this.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten.
America kind of checked out on that for a while. They didn't want to look to the stars anymore. Now they're looking to the stars again. I think that's exciting. People want to root for something.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
it brings us together. Think about how much everybody had a communal thing to root for. It's like if your team was in the Super Bowl, everybody around you is suddenly a friend. Except this is like America.
Yeah.
I mean, we should send an eagle up there. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know how they do that.
A little eagle helmet.
Tiny little helmet.
That's great. Oh,
Here's what I want. By the mid-2030s, I want an eagle on the moon.
An eagle on the moon.
I want an eagle on the moon. He can just fly forever because of the zero gravity.
You brought me back on this. I felt bad that I was so cynical when I read this story about we're investing in rovers and who's getting the contracts. My first thought, where's this money going?
Jeff Bezos gets some of that. There's another one from Astrolab. They're going to build some stuff, some so-called lunar terrain vehicles. There's going to be a Firefly Aerospace, which is they successfully landed on the moon last year. They're going to deliver the first drones to the moon. Everybody, bring them all.
Well,
pay them what they're worth.
Then you hit me with the magic. What if China gets there first? We got to have drones on the corners because we're going to have hostile neighbors.
Let me
on
ask
the
you
moon.
a question. Who do you want to colonize the moon first, us or China?
I'm with you.
I want America up there.
Yes.
I want an eagle watching those corners with his eagle eyes, watching everything.
I watched. I love that movie, Hidden Figures. The costume movie with all the black women who worked at NASA.
All the women, and do you know what their title was there? They were computers.
Computers, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That's pretty great.
It's before we had computers.
But when Costner's trying to justify to the Senate, why are we investing in this? Who do you want up there, Mr. Senator? Who do you want calling the shots in space?
Kevin Costner knows.
I was cynical about the Space Force, but maybe not so much anymore.
Don't be cynical. Don't be cynical. We want to get an eagle up there. Let's get America up there and do what we need to do. I think it's pretty cool.
It's really cool. Do any of your kids science minded? Do you know yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of them
wouldn't it be cool?
Are always building little experiments and messing up the counters.
Wouldn't it be cool if you had a kid who helped get us to the moon?
Get us to the moon.
Get us to Mars. Get us out there.
Like a Homer Hickam, like a small town Homer Hickam type who's just like building rockets in the backyard, and then suddenly he's like building the rockets that get us to the moon.
He's in Houston.
Yes.
Help getting him out there and getting him home.
Go see October Sky. If you guys have not seen October Sky, that's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Here's a cool thing.
This is a great story.
This is a great story. I'm excited about it. So whatever. If you're not excited about it, then go live under a rock.
No, I just need to get rid of my cynicism.
Here's another cool thing. They're going to power it's great opportunities for solar power up on the moon. They got a lot of sunlight. 75 to 80% of the time is going to be, you don't want to go in the dark side.
Right.
They do have long lunar nights, which can be a problem. They're like 14 days long.
Yeah.
But when they're in the sun, it's pretty good.
Okay.
So it's
I'm
clean
in.
energy
Yeah.
up there. There are not a lot of gas burning engines. That should make you happy.
There you go. It is.
What if I told you it's all renewable energy up there? Would that make you feel
I'm
good?
in. I'm back in.
There you go.
Green Eagle.
There you
Operation
go.
Green Eagle.
Green Eagle. That's a good title. That's better than Moonfall. Operation Eagle. Green Eagle 1.
It's got to be a Bond movie, though, if you want to get the old big guy interested.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have we told him about the eagle in space yet?
And then an eagle somehow turns out to be like the savior of them all.
Oh.
He fights the bad guy who's got jaws that's biting things. All right, should we read some text messages?
Please.
Let's. All right, stick around. Bear back.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Well, the rainy season is behind us, we hope. How'd your house do this rainy season? Call Integrity Roofing and Construction today and schedule yourself for a free video inspection or free roof assessment. Find out how your house held up. See if you need any work done. So maybe it's time just to consider some restorations or a new roof for your house. IntegrityRC.com is a website. They got hundreds of reviews, all glowing. They do incredible work. The craftsmanship's great. The workmanship is great. The attention to detail, the respect for your home. I can speak no higher of this group. 206-202-ROOF is the phone number. You can find them online at IntegrityRC.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
When you're hiring, Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Amazon Business. Discover smart business buying, where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thank you all so much for texting in. We got a lot of great texts. A lot of these are really great. Let's start right off. We're going to talk about this hunting and fishing ban initiative that is on the ballot, and it will be on the ballot in Oregon in November.
They got enough signatures.
I
They
believe
reached
so.
the threshold.
And so let's start with that. But if you want to read my article about it, you can text FISH to 888-973-5476. We're just going to send that to you. It's like a nice gift. Go for it, Laura.
Curtis in Auburn says, I don't agree with catch and release. What purpose does it serve other than just for sport? I don't love fish, but I don't agree with poking holes in living things just because.
It's for sport. That's what it's for.
Interesting.
He says other than just for sport, but I don't accept the premise of the question that it can't just be for sport.
It doesn't hurt the fish, right?
No,
Catch and release.
no.
It's traumatic.
It's not even traumatic. You know what they say? They tip their hat at you and they say thank you because you have not killed them. You've given them a new lease on life. Have you guys not seen what's the movie with the Fight Club?
River Runs Through It?
Raymond something. You remember in the grocery store and they go in and they take the guy hostage and they say, "Hey, Raymond, what do you want to be?"
Fight Club. Yeah,
Fight
yeah,
Club.
yeah. I just want to be a dentist or a veterinarian. Right.
Tomorrow's going to be the best day of Raymond's life. Breakfast
never
is
gonna
going to taste better. That fish is living a better life than he ever lived
Worms
beforehand.
never tasted better.
Yes.
What if aliens held a catch and release on us? Be
Well,
traumatic,
that
right? Tomorrow would be great, right?
Tomorrow would feel great.
Best breakfast
And
you
you're
ever
like,
ate.
why does my lip hurt? You got to think about these things, Curtis, before you say stuff.
Oh, it's 206 says it's 2026. Educate yourselves. Animals are sentient beings. They love. They feel pain. They get scared. Be better humans. That's one of the people we were worried about.
206. Yikes. Kirk in Tacoma. Regarding an appreciation of nature through hunting and fishing, nothing puts you more in touch with the earth than having your hands and feet in it as you're pursuing the wildlife. You form a love and appreciation for everything around, and thus become a conservationist of the beauty around you. That perfectly sums it up, Kirk. I think you're absolutely right.
You get a hold of 206, and until you're elbow deep in deer guts, you don't love nature.
You know what? I think Curtis and 206 should go on a date. Those two seem made for each other. Let's get on something else here.
On Alaska's Fancy New Lounge, coming to SeaTac, Melissa in Hobart says this Melissa also flies first class, and the lounges are lovely.
I've heard.
So is it a Melissa thing?
I
Must
guess.
just be for Melissa's.
Her husband also a wise man. Theo in South Seattle says, I'm an Alaska Airlines Lounge Plus member, meaning I have access to Alaska lounges and their partner lounges. You make them sound so luxurious. LOL. They aren't always. Many times I can't get in because they're overpopulated and the food really isn't that great. I hope they increase the annual cost so fewer people go.
Ooh, Theo. Jeez Louise.
Wow.
What a nice guy.
All right.
On putting the millionaire's tax to the vote of the people, 425 says, I can't stand the extremely careful language they use. While I am governor, I won't. While I am in the legislature, I won't. Yes, we know you won't. We are concerned for your buddies after you that will lower the income tax, and that's why you took advantage of the language preventing that. Thank you, 425.
Also from the 425, we got a picture. They are watching the signature gatherers in the Mukilteo ferry line right now, and almost everyone signed.
People just want to have a say. Yeah. It's not a crazy thing to ask. People want to say.
Fernando in Seattle says, I have yet to see a signature gatherer, and I want to sign this initiative.
Interesting. That is interesting. Yeah.
Can
go to a grocery store.
Yeah, well, can you go to, a lot of them won't allow. I know Costco doesn't allow signature gatherers outside on their property, outside their stores.
Yeah. I was at a Safeway.
Okay.
So maybe that's something that Safeways are okay with. I don't know. Or check maybe a Fred Meyer. All your heart's desires, you can find it at Fred Meyer's. That's what my dad says.
On Zuckerberg's yacht, Destiny in Seattle says, I know it's unpopular in some circles, but I just can't hate successful people simply for being successful. I still believe in the idea that innovation, creativity, and hard work can lead to extraordinary things. I'm not ready to give up on that dream.
Thank you, Destiny. Destiny said it perfectly. Don't hate people just because they've done something amazing. Be one of the people that also does something amazing. Great job, Destiny. I love that.
Cindy in Seattle says, are you suggesting that they are breaking the law or dodging taxes? If you believe that these millionaires or billionaires are tax dodgers, the IRS will pay you a reward to turn them in. You need to advocate for a change in the tax system, not condemn a millionaire or billionaire for following the letter of the law. That's what I've been doing. I've been saying that we need to reform the tax system. I mean, a lot of people say the same thing. Ferguson says the same thing. He wants to reform the tax system. How popular is it now?
Andy in Newcastle says, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man in the gates of heaven. In a Christian nation, wouldn't we be doing the rich a favor by removing the portion of their wealth that makes them wealthy? Rich folks deserve to get into heaven. They deserve our help. Andy,
yeah. Thank you, Andy.
That is an interesting approach. Very interesting approach.
On the AI layoffs at Meta, Karen in Federal Way says a lot of people are still going to lose their jobs and won't be retrainable. From what I'm reading, most people will work a lot less, and that's the challenge of the future. Less opportunities.
Finally, let's finish 425. As somebody who was recently laid off due to AI, I agree that it sucks, but I look at this as similar to when the internet.com explosion happened in the 90s and jobs changed. Startups will come out of this. Businesses will fully evolve. It might be painful for a couple years, but at the end of the day, we are entering a new technological age that will benefit people. Let's end on a hopeful note.
Yeah.
Thank you, 425. Thank you very much. All right, great show today, guys. Tons of fun. John Curley's coming up next. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
Do we really need it?
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at Life Point Law.
He asked me, what do you want? And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case?
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
Register for a free Life Point Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo June 6th, Lacey June 9th, or Bellevue June 13th, 6:30 p.m. Spaces limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra